Boop. Alright, there's YouTube vertical. Here comes horizontal. There it is. And then Twitch here in a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Hello. Nathan, congrats on grabbing first. Hope you're doing well, dude. 45 times. GG's. Let me also turn on some music here. I always forget to set that up. Jams, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. I saw that you watched a couple of the videos. I appreciate it, dude. I also saw a lot of the comments, and I replied to most of them, I think. I may have missed a few, though. Boop. Alright, posting to the Discord. There we go. Alright. Hi. How's it going? Nathan, thank you for spending your taxes 69 times total. GG's. Very nice, very nice. I have here a fishing rod. It's a day where we're gonna be fishing today. I need mending. I really need mending. So I quickly added lure 2 onto this, which made it into lure 3. It also came with the benefit of getting Unbreaking 3. So I've got like a, not a broken rod, but it's the best rod I could get. We're gonna roll with it for now. I think it should hopefully do what we need to do. I've done the math, and we're gonna have to fish for like 30 hours before we even get our mending. If you guys are curious how much fishing we've done, I don't know. You know what? Probably an items fishing rod times used. I've cast the line 846 times. I can't read. 846 times. How much did the math say per mending book? Somebody did this for me, and then I just took that and then averaged it out. So it's about... Where is it? Oh. Nathan, thanks for choosing me with your Prime. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. You're amazing. It's on average 746 casts per mending book. So we're past due for our mending book. If we, like, won statistically, but we don't. Statistically speaking, I could sit here and fish forever, technically, and never get the book. It's not a guarantee that you ever do get it. RNG is great like that. Also, we need food. So let's go grab, let's use the cod, I think. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go cook this up, and then we'll fish. Now, if it rains, we'll catch fish. I think it's on average every 12 seconds with Lure 3. Like, I did a lot of research on this, guys. We are gonna fish so good. Jams, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Wow. It's a lot of money. Thank you so much. I'm early. Can you believe it? Without a single nutty. I'm proud of you, Rift. I am really proud of you. I was late. I was very late today. I apologize for that. Oops. Well, there goes one of my... That was the mending one. That was mending right there, guys. I was, really late, though, today. I was trying to work on Omnia. Just gonna give my little blurb about that. If you don't know what Omnia is, that's my video game that I'm currently developing. And, it has been a pain in my butt, to put it very nicely. Unfortunately, it's it's been problematic. I've been trying to implement realistic physics into it. It made me so sick on Saturday night that I just had to call it a night. Like, I went to bed early. I never had that problem before where I get nauseated from doing math. But I, for some reason, wasn't thinking, like, hey, Newton already did the math for me. I just gotta put in the numbers. Don't know why that didn't come to my mind. So, having woke up after that, I was like, wait a minute. I'm doing it all wrong. So I started working on it again today, I believe. Yeah. And it's been a little bit better, but I broke a lot of things in the process, so I gotta fix it again. But I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. We'll see how it goes. I also almost died last you saw me. Would have almost have been the last time you guys ever would have saw me. I think I told this story, or a similar story, last year, almost exactly. So for any of you historians out there and who may have been here last year, you'll probably go, wait, this sounds familiar. My carbon monoxide detector went off at like 4 in the morning a couple days ago. I guess it would have been 4 in the morning yesterday, but I hadn't gone to sleep yet, so I would have called it like 2 days ago. For those of you who don't know, carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell. Usually by the time you realize it's happening, well, you may not even realize it's happening. I'm lucky to have a detector that works, but this is the second time it's happened to me. Last time, I wasn't nearly as lucky as this time. Last time, I wasn't thinking properly. It went off, but I had already, pretty well suffocated in it. I was okay, though. Like, I didn't have any permanent damage, or at least it remains to be seen. But this last time, it went off right when I was about to go to bed. And I slept with the window open. It was 7 degrees outside. It was all blowing right on my face. But I was like, hey, at least I'm not dead, you know? So you almost lost me a second time to carbon monoxide. The weird thing is that it's almost gotten me twice. That's the weird thing. Jams, you're saying excited for the bridges you're talking about? Yes. The ones, both of them, or the one... I've got one that I've got planned in the crack, the crevice, whatever you want to call it. This bridge right here. So I've got that one planned, and then I've also got another one planned way out there in the Pale Oak, Dark Oak area. I'm excited for both of them as well, though. I'm kind of thinking doing like something more Legends of Zelda-esque. So kind of like Hyrule and all that kind of stuff. Muck, hello, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. At least you know your detector works still. Well, the sad thing is mine's been going off a lot, and we've always taken precautions with it. As soon as it goes off, you know, I do the whole routine where I get up, I open the windows, I open the doors, I let the whole room air out. But we thought it was just malfunctioning. So we replaced it last month, and it's happening again. So we're not entirely so sold on the it's malfunctioning anymore, and we're kind of going more towards, hey, you know, maybe it's actually really going off. So we're thinking about solutions to that. We're gonna look into some options and see if we can fix it. But no more carbon monoxide. That's the only thing I want to say. I'm so sick of it. Almost literally. Physics and code is not so fun, let alone astrophysics. Yeah. Well, I know with the physics I'm programming, basically, as long as I can keep all the math as close to real world math, it should pretty well do its own physics just fine. But the logic is what's really tripping me up here, because there's so many moving parts. Like, every single engine adds its own thrust. but it also has its own position on it because it's applying thrust from a point of connection. I want the game to feel natural, which is the tricky part of this, I guess. While still making it fun. And that's been where I've been stuck with it, largely. It feels like the negatives down in Crabland. Good luck on the World War II project, Water Ghost. Appreciate you popping in. Thank you for the alert. Nikita, welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. Appreciate ya. Hello, hello. Let's pull those up there and do that. Okay. We're just chilling today. We are gonna be fishing. I'm estimated to have to fish like 30 hours total if I am statistically on par with the averages. Averages say 30 hours like tops for all of my mending books. That's only luck though. Like, we'll see. Long. World War II? No, the project is long. Yeah, that's fair. I'm missing something here. There we go. Wasn't even that long ago. Oof. Well, thank you for the stream streak. I appreciate it. You guys post your stream streaks. I usually can't see it. So just throwing it out there, yell at me if I miss your stream streak. I won't get offended. Do you like steak or golden carrots more for mid-game? Well, for me personally, I'm maintaining early game for as long as possible. So I'm going to be doing steak. Especially because I've locked villagers until I get my first set of mending from fishing. As soon as I do that, then I'll start probably trading for golden carrots and such. Do any of the old Star Wars games have open source code that you could reference for astrophysics logic? Probably not. Most of them don't have the advanced physics that I needed. Like, for example, I'm basing a lot of the space battle mechanics off of, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 from, like, 2005, I want to say it was. Maybe I'm thinking wrong year. But the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, that game was really, really good, but it had, like, no physics whatsoever. I mean, it was PlayStation 2, so physics was very, very simple. Maybe a little bit of gravity. Outside of that, you know, it was kind of mostly just already preset code on how far things would go and all that. Star Wars Squadrons is more so the physics I'm trying to achieve, though, so you could do, like, space drifting and such. The trouble with that is Star Wars Squadrons is a lot newer of a game, and nobody has actually opened up the code enough for me to just kind of steal a little bit from them. Not that I would copy and paste the entirety of the code, because I can't do that anyway. I'm using GD script. I'm pretty sure they probably use the Frost engine. So it's probably C++. So I couldn't even copy it if I wanted to. Just to cover my butt there really quick before somebody tries to sue me later. I can't do that. But I could have stole their math at least, which would have helped a lot. Dispensers are so annoying to craft, in my opinion. That's fair. They really are. I know there's a data pack out there that you can get to make it a little easier to craft them. It's like you craft, I think, a dropper, and then you craft a bow around the dropper instead, or something like that, which is pretty nice if you're crafting them in mass. But it does take a long time. Oh. Ah. We've gotten really lucky with the books recently. Okay, we just need mending. That's all we need. But I don't mind getting random other books, because they're pretty nice too. I have docks, a lighthouse, a barn, literally anything other than fish. You're fish boy. 3 stream streak. W, it's official. Reg is a theft and code. I am. I really, really am. Nebula, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's a really nice rod. It just doesn't have mending. Poo Poo Guy, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Just why Reg? I don't know, man. You're fish boy. That's all I know. Everybody else says you are, so it must be true. Oh, I missed that one. That would have been the one. That would have been mending. Oh, well. It's not. Did you see the thing I DM'd you in Discord yesterday? I believe so. I can't remember if I watched that. I think I watched them all in one go. Because I remember there was a couple that I hadn't watched. And so then I was catching up on those. And then you sent me the one yesterday as well. So I may have watched them all at once. I don't remember. I think so. I believe so. I have a fishing rod in 2 hands. You're a fish boy. Nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean I'm a fish person. I think it could be, though. Like, you're just trying to catch all of your lost brothers and sisters of the sea, you know? One time I got Unbreaking 3 Prop 4 before mending. Oh, that is a really nice book, though. But yeah, mending is super, super rare, so it takes a while. It does take a long while to get. Nice thing is we'll have like a really OP bow by the end of this too, so that'll be fun. That's not biology. I don't know. I've never I've seen fish without hands, but I mean, maybe there are fish with hands. We haven't explored the whole ocean. We wouldn't know. The reason I ask, because the one yesterday I did the 17-second scream for the first time. Okay, yes, it was given up then. Yes. In that case, I did listen to it. That is awesome. Oh. I am upside down. Nice. I think the Elytra needs some exclusive enchantments. I would be down for that. What kind of enchantments do you guys think would be good on wings? Like, what could be some exclusive ones? Like, I think maybe they could possibly add one for faster speeds. But the problem would be that the world already doesn't load fast enough, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Did I pick that up? I guess I did. You could do Excel or boost, works like lunge. Okay, so like a temporary speed boost. I like that. Upside down man, that's me. Hello Diana, welcome on in. Hello, hello. Trying to remember. There was a couple ideas I had for wings. It wouldn't make sense for this to be an Elytra exclusive, necessarily, just because it has nothing to do with the fact that you're wearing wings. But I really do think some sort of enchantment to make you less visible to mobs around you, so like you have less of an attraction radius, that would be so nice. It would be so, so nice. What about a launch so that you can get off the ground would help a lot in water? Okay, that's an interesting idea. Like, almost kind of like a wind burst. So if you, okay, like maybe even a double jump or something, kind of like that. That could be pretty cool. About flap, you can hold jump to flap in the air, has cooldown and helps with running low on rockets. Okay, that's a cool idea. Yeah, you could flap the wings a little bit. That could be fun. That could be fun. You guys are geniuses. This is why I consult you. Rain boost enchant. when it rains, you fly a little faster. Oh boy. Could you imagine that with like a Riptide Trident? It'd be crazy. Me? Smart? You're smart, fish boy. I love fishing in Minecraft. I save all my books because I don't completely understand how to use them. That's completely fair. It's really nice to fish. I actually do enjoy it. Even though I'm dreading like the next 30 hours. I'm not fishing 30 hours straight, I promise. But if I were going to, I would be dreading it. Because I need all the mending books for my armor and tools. And unfortunately, the way I've set myself up in this world, I want to do it through fishing. Which is okay. But it is a little depressing just knowing how long this is gonna take. You should be able to attach banners to Elytra. I would so be for that. That would be so fun. Although I also think they should add banners attached to beds. There's a lot of good mods that do it. They just haven't added it for whatever reason. I don't know if it has to do with a technical limitation or what. I know shields were designed kind of from the get-go to allow you to put banners on them. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But I don't know if they could change, for example, the bed to allow that or not. Did you finish the dig? No. No, I haven't touched it. I was gonna work on that last night, but then I ended up getting distracted working on some things for King SMP Season 3's world download. And that took a lot longer than I meant for it, so I didn't work on any Forever World stuff. So that's gonna be a tomorrow and Thursday kind of task. I'm following, bruh. What if instead it rains, you can't fly well because your wings are wet, and in the sun you can fly better? That would be interesting. You could do like a trade-off, because as it is right now, once you're in the late game, people are using Riptide Tridents to zip around in the rain anyway. So if you did it with sunny weather instead, then it gives you kind of a reason to have both, and that could be fun. That could work. I don't know. Want to hear a joke? Always. Welcome on in, Turkey. Hope you're doing well. Do I want crocodiles? Crocodiles would be fun. They were almost added to the game. Well, I say almost. It wasn't even close. But they were offered to the Minecraft China Edition player base in a vote of, I don't remember how long ago it was. It was a while back. But pandas won out instead, so we got pandas, which I love pandas, I do. But it was between that, I want to say it was the panda, the pink dolphin, the crocodile, and was it like a deer of some sort, maybe? I don't remember. I think it was something like that. Salmon or cod? I prefer cod, personally. But I do also like salmon because they come in different sizes, which is pretty fun. Oh, tropical fish. We're throwing those on there. Absolutely tropical fish. There's, like, so many different variations of them. It would be so fun to collect all of them. It would be near impossible. I know somebody's, like, tried or is trying. I don't know if they ever finished the job. But it's a crazy thing. What about Elytra for pets/animals? So you can lead them and they follow behind you while flying. Oh, that would be so fun. Because then you could add an achievement. This used to be a thing in console edition, I believe, but they ended up not carrying it over because of reasons, I guess. But they had a thing where if you rode a pig with a saddle off of a cliff, it would give you an achievement that was called when pigs fly. They could replace that with the wings instead. That would be really fun. That would be so fun. Mud flaps in it? Okay, I gotcha. So it is doable then. That's what I'm hearing. It would be a crazy achievement to do, but I mean, I'm in a forever world. I might as well try, you know? Situation wanting physics in a game that could easily ignore that. For me, I would say no because fun features means more fun for me anyways. That's fair. Bonsai Grove logo is amazing, by the way. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello there.
Jazzy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Moose and reindeer. You can tame the reindeer and the moose chase you. I would love for some more forest wildlife. Something that's not necessarily in the plains, but definitely in the forests would be so fun. Especially out here in like these pine trees. Like you could do so much with the reindeer and moose and such. It'd be really fun. Jazzy, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. How do I use a shield in Java? It's been forever since I last played. If you press the F key, it'll put it in your offhand. That's for any item. You can also just drag it into the shield icon there, and then you just press your right-click button when it's in there. You can also use it when it's in your main hand, but I recommend offhand. Pandas are adorable. I 100% agree. Swiftu, thanks for spending your taxes. I'm so tired. Go sleep, dude. Appreciate you popping in. But if you need to sleep, please do. Pandas are adorable. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Diana. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for spending your taxes. A cow or a bunny? What about them? Are you asking like which one I prefer? As a pet, bunny, definitely. As a food source, cow, 100%. Anyone else? No? Okay. I need to really light up around the area so that we can sleep. Taste? Okay, then in that case, I prefer cow. I would try to collect fish, and it is so hard. They're kind of slippery, I'm not gonna lie. Any feedback about the 17-second scream? Because I will have no perspective on how hard that... Still no perspective on how hard that truly is, let alone screaming in general. Also, what do you think of face reveal? Face reveal, epic W. Love to see it. I can't hear super well in the recording, so I can't give like a ton of specifics. The fact that you're able to hold it is the impressive part. Everything after that is just fine-tuning based on what you can hear personally and then what other people are able to suggest as well. My ears are just very bad at filtering, so I might be able to hear it sometimes, but I only could hear it a little bit in that recording specifically. When is next video out? I binge watched the Forever World series. It's so good. I need more. I appreciate that so much. Hopefully this weekend, if all goes to plan this weekend. I know right now I'm gonna be pretty much down to the wire on this next episode as well. I've been kind of grinding away at things behind the scenes. Things that you guys won't see probably until the end of the month. But they're tasks that I promised I would get done. So, they'll get there when we get there kind of deal. It's just gonna be a minute. Where's the water bottle supposed to go? In there, but we don't have room in there, so we're gonna put it there. Okay. What are you doing? There we go. Pop, pop. There we go. Cooking overhaul. Over end update. I would love a cooking overhaul, and the end is supposed to be barren. I am 100% in agreement about a barren end. I would not reject an end update, but I don't think it needs all the biomes like a lot of people say. I've actually had some pretty decent ideas, I felt like, for an end update that would satisfy people's want for biomes and all that kind of stuff while still maintaining the end's aesthetic. So I kind of want to try to work out maybe a mod for that at some point for a video. But I also really suck at making mods, and I've already made it myself enough work with all the other projects. So, I don't want to promise that. As for a cooking overhaul, I don't know what that would look like. I like Minecraft's simplicity, and I really do. I really think that's the best thing about it. But I do think there are ways to do a cooking overhaul that wouldn't ruin the simplicity. But I find a lot of mods add like a ton of different crafting blocks for you to actually cook with, and that overcomplicates it to a point where it's not great or ideal, I guess. Welcome, it was nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you as well. Let's kill you. There we go. I always spawn in the water. It's such a pain in the butt. Ow. Okay, but Fluffy Cow. Okay, Fluffy Cow, I would agree. Fluffy Cow would be a pretty good pet. I can agree with that. Pet cows are OP. Scottish Highlands cow. Ooh. Yeah, the name of the video wasn't lying. It was genuinely supposed to be a rest day. I don't think you know the meaning of rest day, do you? That's fair. I don't rest very well either. I was supposed to rest this Sunday, and I really didn't do much in terms of rest. Like, I didn't do as much work as I meant to do, but I did not rest as much as I meant to either. I actually owe myself a little bit of game time, so I might sacrifice part of tonight for that, but I may sacrifice part of tomorrow instead. We'll see. Can you look at my last comment, like on one of the videos, or the last chat message about the end update and cooking overhaul? Play some guitar for us, please. Probably not today. I live with my family, and I don't want to disturb them. There's quite a lot of them, and I don't want to mess with whatever they're up to. But maybe another time. I do want to do a 12-hour stream at some point, and I'm trying to plan that when my family's kind of all out of town, so that I can do some guitar for you guys. But they all know now that I do play guitar sometimes online, and they like to be nosy about it. So when I know people are listening, it's a little different. When it's just you guys, like, it doesn't matter too much. Like, I don't mind that. But physically, those people on the other side of the door, they're the problem. Blame them. I joined the Discord. Hey, welcome in. It's a pretty good community, if I do say so myself. As long as it doesn't become like Factorio, I'm fine. Yes. I wouldn't mind like some more. Actually, I think the automation is almost perfect with Minecraft. I would like some more optimization. So, just hoppers being more optimized instead of how laggy they are. They're a little better now than what they were, but they're still kind of not great, honestly. But I like the auto crafter. I think it's just complicated enough. that it's not automatically like, okay, just put it into this machine and it automatically makes everything you ever wanted and needed. There's still enough complexity to it, but you can technically automate everything if you wanted. It just takes a lot of work. Discord is fun. I like memes. The memes channel is great. You guys give me my daily dose of memes and I don't have to scroll anymore. Although I got really into scrolling today. I felt gross. It was awful. I hadn't scrolled in like probably 2 weeks. I have an app on my phone that blocks Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you know, every app, TikTok. It blocks all of them. I still have them installed so I can get to them in a pinch if somebody wants to friend me or message me and I need to quickly check it. But I have to go through a whole process to unblock it for the time being. It's a great app. Love it. But today I had a little bit of downtime. I was waiting for the Minecraft snapshot today. And the snapshot got delayed, I guess. Nimbon later posted that it was not coming out today due to technical issues that they were having. But essentially, I was waiting for that because I was supposed to make a video about it. And so I was just sitting downstairs watching the Olympics while drinking coffee. And it was pretty nice. But during the commercial break, I was like, you know, let me check to see what all these memes my friends and family have been sending me. And I went down the rabbit hole. I was scrolling for like an hour. Then I was like, okay, I gotta take a shower. I feel icky after that. Like, it's not a bad thing to scroll. I don't judge anybody if they do scroll. I just personally feel like it's a waste of my time. There are better things I could be doing and should be doing. So I try not to. And I feel just overall happier not scrolling. Now today was not a great day to be bragging about not scrolling. Aw, okay. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Linkin Park guitar funds. Oh, dude, I love playing some Linkin Park on guitar. I like playing Linkin Park, Goo Goo Dolls, The Fray. I've been told I do pretty good on Sweet Child of Mine by Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, just to clarify that. I don't know about that. It's a very different version, but I've had a lot of people compliment it, so I'll accept that. There's a Coldplay song or two that I do like as well that I feel I do a pretty good job on. That'd be lovely. It's their task to be nosy. Exactly. At least that's what they think. I can't stop them from being nosy. I can just only delay the inevitable. And it is what it is. You know, if they want to be nosy, that's just the price I end up paying because they said so, I guess. But one day you guys will have some more stuff from me, especially with music. If I ever end up living alone, that'll be especially true. Or whenever I eventually find a special somebody and get married and get my own place with them. In that case, I may also be able to do a little bit because I probably wouldn't be disturbing them nearly as much as I disturb the 2, 3, 4 people that I live with who all want to comment on it as soon as it happens. They're like, oh, you should do this more often. I want to share this with the other family members. No, don't. Don't share it with the other family members, I beg. Which one is tastier, Hershey or Reese's? I personally prefer Reese's, but I also am a sucker just for chocolate. I like peanut butter, though, as well. I love peanut butter, actually. There's been some community memes about that. I will refrain from divulging too much more info on it, but I think at one point in time I did say I love peanut butter so much I'd lick it off of somebody's foot, and that got like that one may have gotten taken a little out of context. Because people started, there was some fan art. That's as much as I'll add to that. How many subs to make that happen? Well, it depends on whose foot I'm licking it off of. Like that's the big question to it. Thank you for the candy, Nikita. Appreciate it. I don't really love Hershey's in the sense of, like, I don't think it's good chocolate. I don't even think it's considered chocolate really scientifically, but I just really do like the taste of chocolate imitations even. Speaking of Hershey, I don't hate it. Like I said, this is a Hershey Kiss right here. I'm about to eat this. I could binge chocolate, though. Like, I have to be careful. If it's in front of me, it could be... This is like the difference between me, like, living until the ripe old age of 99 and dying at, what's the age that people die at from heart failure? Congestive heart failure at age 50. Like, chocolate is my weakness, man. Thank you so much for the chocolate, by the way, Nikita. I'll answer that here in a second, Nathan. Reg was sober for 2 weeks. It was a good run. It was a really good run, man. One day I'll break free. One day. You think there'll be a mega base like build in the future? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of builds I wanted to do over the years in different servers that I've been in that either didn't get finished or never even got started because the season ended before I could even really like do any meaningful progress. So I want to add some of those around the world if I can, just when they make sense. And I've got some really big builds that I'd like to also try. I thought it'd be kind of fun to tackle the this might turn some people off on this. But hear me out. It's a historical place, and I think it would look really, really cool. But I think it'd be really fun to tackle like the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, especially the historical one described in the Old Testament, in the the book, First Kings and First Chronicles, I believe it's described there. Very, very well detailed. I think I could do something fun with that, especially on a grand scale. I think it would look so cool. I know a guy who's building a huge cathedral. He's been building it for so many days. He's playing hardcore though. He's still trying to finish it. I think he's been building it over the last 2 years or so. Scrolling forces me to rest, otherwise I'll keep trying to be busy with hobbies, which physically tolls my body. That's fair. That's very fair. I will say that is one thing I'm trying to learn how to do is rest. Scrolling doesn't help me rest in a way that helps. Because I just beat myself up mentally afterwards, or it's like, you should have been doing this, you should have been doing that, and it's like, you idiot, that's not doing you any good. You can't be mad at yourself over that. So I just try not to scroll at all, because I have a hard time telling myself to stop. But I've been trying to give myself at least one day a week where I can play a video game. That's just, for me, no stream. I may be with a friend if they want to play, but I usually just pop on Star Wars The Old Republic, which is one of my favorite games, and just play a little bit over there. One More Light songs would be fun. Oh, yes. One More Light is a fun one. I don't know if I could do it. It's a little high, but I could definitely try. I could definitely try that one. Do you play chords or tabs? If I'm singing along, then it's chords. If it's just me playing around, then I usually do some tabs. I struggle to do both tabs and singing at the same time. It's something I need to get better at, truthfully. But one day I'll get better. How many subs make that happen? Admirals. I don't know. That... There's I don't know if I could do it off of Admiral's feet. There's just something about that I don't like. He's my brother. Also, we've gotten a lot of XP out of this. You could just fish for XP. Why don't people do this more often? I mean, it does take a while, I'll say that much, but I've gained 20 levels over the course of the stream, practically. So I was at, like, 3 levels, I think, at the beginning of stream, which is huge. I mean, this is a road to partner goal. If I get Twitch partner, I will lick... Well, the problem is I gotta find somebody who's willing to show their feet on camera. That's the hard part. I don't know if that makes it better. Why does your PFP look so much like you? That's a very good question. Aliana? Is that your name? The artist who made it, Chunky Nuggy, although I think they go by KingRegNog now, they just kind of randomly decided they were going to do it one day. And so they took my Minecraft skin and my actual face and kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I think it turned out super well. Sleep Tigress, welcome on in. I got your tab up, friend. Have a good game. I am playing Fortnite. Hey, I appreciate it. Enjoy the Fortnite. Good luck. Have some wins. And we'll catch you another time, but appreciate the lurk. I got email. Why? That's Reddit. Okay, screw you, Reddit. I used to be on Reddit too much. We're not going back there. Your own feet if you're flexible that enough. I'm gonna try. You guys don't get my feet for free. I'm sorry. Oh, I could definitely do it. I accidentally kind of did it. You didn't need to know it, but I just licked my foot. Welcome on in, Raiders. How's it going? What a time to show up. You just walked in on me licking my foot. Welcome. How's it going? Let me pop a follow. What were you guys up to? Mixka? Is that how I say your name? I'm not entirely certain. But I appreciate the raid very, very much. Hello. Devil Gaming. Hello. I do remember you. Yes, I do.
Hello there.
Thank you for the follow, Headshot. Appreciate it. I got it right. First try. That's a rarity. Welcome. If any of you need to raid and run, please feel free to do so. I know all of y'all probably have bedtimes to maintain. Mixka, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. What were you guys up to? We are just fishing today. Nothing too crazy. We're trying to get all of our mending books for this world. I'm playing a forever world, so I have all the time ever to really work here. So I was like, you know what? Instead of going through villagers, let's go through fishing. The math says it's going to be at least 30 hours of fishing. It could be a little less. It could be a little more. but somewhere around 30 hours if I'm statistically on average. But I probably will be not on average. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just going with it at this point. Reg, stop traumatizing people. I'll say this much. Don't lick feet, guys. They don't taste good. It's got a taste to it. It's actually got like the taste of soap. Which I don't know why I'm telling you guys why what my feet taste like. You guys don't need to know. But they do taste like soap right now. You might be asking, why do they taste like soap? I showered today, and the shower drain is a little backed up. And so the soap kind of just settled on my feet, I guess. I don't know. That's just my guess. That's just my guess. Played the Backrooms mod pack with friends at the start of stream, then went on to a hardcore world together. Ooh, okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Hardcore, that's fun. I've never actually tried it myself because I'm so scared of, like, dying and losing everything. I get very attached very, very quickly. So I struggle. I really struggle with the idea of it. But I admire anybody who's brave enough to tackle it. Because it's a big one. And I know it's a lot of fun, too. There's a little bit of risk with it. And it just, that makes it all that more exciting. But there we go. We had our first death about 5 to 10 minutes in. Oh, no. That would be me. That would be me. What? Reg TMI? You guys didn't want to know what my feet taste like. I'm sorry. That's my bad. That's my bad. Jace, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. One time I ate an entire jar of peanut butter in one sitting. Oh, dude, that sounds like heaven right there. If it weren't so expensive, I would probably eat like a jar of peanut butter every couple of days. It would be glorious. Just gonna lurk. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Voided. Thank you. Thank you. I'm late from the Mixco raid, but hi, hello, hello, welcome on in. Thanks for popping in with the raid. Appreciate it. Again, take care of yourselves, guys. If you need to use the bathroom, go to sleep, eat, drink, walk the woofer like Nathan said there. Please do take care of yourselves. I appreciate the raid nonetheless. And I'll have to try to catch one of your streams next time. Turkish airline flight 725 disappears off the radar. No crash, no wreckage is found. Was it in the Bermuda Triangle by chance? Giving the people too much for free? Well, they can imagine it. I'm not gonna show them it though. That's kind of... Nope. Never mind. Never mind. I am on a roll with the feet thing. You guys don't even know. There was a meeting, and I probably talked about feet for about half of the meeting. I don't want to divulge too many details there, but ask Elfie. That's all I'm gonna say there. Cheese. You're in... How would I even say that? Uranasia? Uranasian. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. King is a weirdo. I am a weirdo. But I'm not a weirdo for feet, actually. I detest that. Sorry to any feet people out there. I just do it for the irony. He did talk too much about feet. It quite literally was about half of my dialogue, I'm pretty sure. I think that says a lot more about me than anything else, but you know, it's fine. Oh no, right? You're one of them. I'm a feet denier. I don't even believe in feet. Have you seen feet? I've not seen feet. You can't prove that I've ever seen feet. I've only been able to taste it, apparently. Also, thank you for the posture check and hydrate, Tigers. Appreciate it. Why do we talk about feet? Have you never washed your feet? I washed them today. I actually used to have to wash them a lot. This is probably TMI as well. When I was like 16, so 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I don't know. Whenever I was 16 though, I had a really, really bad wart on the side of my foot, and we could not get it to go away. So I had to like soak my feet in water, like really, really warm water. And I had to do that for like 15 minutes. And then I would apply some sort of medicine to the side of it, which would essentially just eat away the skin and hopefully the wart as well. And then slap a Band-Aid over top of it. But that was like kind of a cleansing in and of itself. How many years have you been playing Minecraft? I've been playing Minecraft since 2012. It is 2026. I started at the end of 2012 though, so 13 years around about, Daryl. It's been a long time. And how can you have never seen his feet? I wouldn't ask about it. But I would ask about it. But I don't think I want to know more. You guys want to know more. You definitely want to know more. To any raiders out there, I'm sorry. I don't usually talk about feet. This is a new one. It's not happened in a long time. But this was all tied back to the peanut butter on the foot thing. I want to finish that thought. I could technically lick it off of my own foot, but I don't want to show you guys my feet. Like, I don't want that to pop up on Foot Finder in like 20 years, and then I have to explain to my kids why their dad is on Foot Finder. I don't want to. So, I'm trying to think of a good way to do this. Like, would a sock be satisfactory? Could I lick it up off of the sock that's on my foot? Why are your kids on Foot Finder? I don't know. Their friends probably looked me up. I mean, you guys see me. I'm a pretty strapping fellow, you know? I imagine I'm gonna age very well. Remember that craze a few years ago that popped up in the shopping centers with the tanks of fish? You'd sit there with the feet in the tank and the fish would eat the dead skin? Yes! I actually kind of want to try that. I'm really interested if it works. I feel like that's the most manly way to get your feet, like, is that a pedicure, I guess? Because you're bipedal, so you have 2 feet. So I would assume it's a pedicure, right? Yeah. I don't know. That's just a guess. Same root word. Do they still do it? I haven't seen one of those shops in a long time. I actually don't know. Also, sorry about the ads on Twitch, guys. If you want, you can hop over to the YouTube side. It's ad-free right now over there. But if you just want to sit tight, you can do that too. Or if you need to go out, this is a great time for you to leave and go do whatever you gotta do. I'm all about you guys doing what you need to do. Don't waste your time here. King stop, only foot. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another way to do it. Otherwise, I'd have to find somebody who's willing to have their foot on camera, which, by the time we hit partner, I probably could find somebody. There's a lot of people on Kick, I'm sure, that would love to be a part of this. What I could do is I could go to TwitchCon. And I could hold up a sign saying, I need to lick your feet. And somebody, surely somebody would say, heck yeah, brother. This is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. Don't do it at a convention. A convention is the worst place. That is like the sweatiest group of people ever. King's enjoying this a lot. It's a very good theoretical conversation. Like, let's be real. It's gonna take me a long time to hit Twitch partner. So, like, I can mentally prepare for this. It's more about torturing you guys than it is about torturing me at this point. Like, you know, most people, if they clean their feet well enough, it's not that bad. And I brush my teeth. I do mouthwash. I may even splurge and go with the alcohol mouthwash to just make sure we're really clean. Sometimes I deliberately block the drain in the shower to turn it into a foot bath. That's respectable. I can definitely respect that. If I know I'm gonna have to like cut my toenails after like that that shower, I sometimes allow it to kind of the water get a little higher. It helps soften up the nails, and then it makes it easier to cut them. Although this time it kind of the shower kind of messed me up. I'm not gonna lie. I had like a couple of like so I had like a little bit of a heart palpitation, I guess. I that's the best word I can use to describe it. And then by the time I was out, I was having a hard time like breathing. But I came in here and I sat down and I was fine. So I don't know. I'm not dying. That's all I know. I haven't died yet. I have not died yet. Why are you guys obsessed with feet? I'm not obsessed with feet. I'm just at a healthy level of knowledge about feet, and I'm not scared of them. I know some people who are scared of feet, which is like some of the most one of the most interesting things. I don't know how you could be scared of feet when you have them, but maybe I'm just severely misunderstanding it. I don't know. Peanut put it butter and jam sandwich. Ew. That's so gross. Why aren't you obsessed with feet? The real question. How much is getting eaten off the foot, and is it spotless? We need rules. I would say probably one singular lick. That would be my contention. But it depends on how much peanut butter is put on there. I suppose that's also kind of the rule. I wouldn't say spotless because peanut butter sticks really, really well to skin. You might be going, King, how would you know? I just know. You ever get it on your hands? Like, it takes a while to get it off sometimes. So I wouldn't want to say spotless. But I also kind of understand, like, hey, maybe we do need to, like, have some rules on that. I feel like I would make the rule with whoever I get to do it with me. Because I don't think you guys are a fan of the sock rule. And I don't really... I guess, like, I could... I could take a sock. And then cut a hole. So only, like, my big toe is poking through. And then you would be able to see... It would be touching my toe, the tip of my toe. And that would be the extent. I don't know if that's an acceptable deal or not. I don't know. The promises I'm making. I don't know why I'm making this promise, but we are. Here we are. Yeah, it's probably because all the pictures around with people with bad feet. Feet go bad because they're covered most of the time with socks and shoes and tend to not be washed as frequently like hands. That's fair. That is fair. We'll have to wait till partner. It'll get figured out. Yeah. I'll talk to my friends about it. Maybe one of them will be down. I know some people. I know some people. I'll ask Elfie if he'd let me lick peanut butter off of his foot. The answer is no. We all know. The answer is no. Reg, you really like thinking this through, huh? I don't like thinking it through. I like putting you guys through the psychological trauma of thinking it through out loud. That's the part I really enjoy. Water, leave while you still can. What? Excuse me? Ghost missed the best part of the stream. It sounds like it. I don't know what's so weird to you, man. I'm just join the dark side. It can't be stopped. Oh, man. It's just a good way for us to pass the time, you know? I'm doing a lot of fishing for books. Favorite Hermitcraft season? I joined in primarily on season 5. I technically was last episode of season 4 on Mumbo Jumbo. But I watched all of season 5. I think it's the only season I actually watched all the way through. And I watched multiple perspectives. So I watched Mumbo, Wells Knight, Tango, Scar, Asuma Void. Who else did I watch? Can't remember. There's another one. But I watched season 5 all the way through. Season 6 was a really, really good season, though. I really enjoyed that. Green was a great addition to the server. Season 7, for the bit I watched there, was really good as well. After that, I didn't really watch very much because I got a job and then became really busy. So, unfortunately, I've not had the time to watch recent stuff. But I know they've had some really good builds. I still keep up with some parts of Hermitcraft when I can. You said you want to lick peanut butter off of Elfie's foot. It's not that I want to, it's just, it's a goal at this point if I hit Twitch partner. If you guys get me there, then I'll do it, I guess. Not necessarily just off of Elfie, but whoever's willing, I guess. Do you have a VR? Yes, I do. I actually have it pretty much right next to me. I don't use it very much. It's a Oculus Quest, or Meta Quest 2. But I don't use it very much. I want to start using it some more, though. Especially when it comes to game dev, I want to start... as soon as I have the basics for my game set up, I'm going to start working on programming in VR functionality as well. That's barely licking the foot with this combo. What? Kind freaking sir. What the heck? A goal? Don't blame me, talk to Reg about it. What point I'm in your life would make that a goal? Twitch partner. That's the goal. Willing Nathan is in fact very willing, in fact. I'd do it if my flight and hotels are paid for. That's honestly completely and totally fair. You'd have to live with the fact that you let another man lick your foot. I probably wouldn't be okay with that either. Can you make a stream on Animal Company? I've heard of Animal Company. I'm not familiar with what it is, though. Maybe. I don't usually stream anything other than Minecraft, though. I've been trying to really focus on making Minecraft content. But there's a chance that maybe we consider popping over and doing some more alternate games as well. Very possible. Should have asked for a free limo ride. You know, it'll happen. It'll happen eventually. You? Huh? Me? What about me? Did YouTube hold one of your comments by chance? Probably. I do not see it. Okay. It's Lethal Company, but VR, and it's way more fun. Possibly. I do want to play more Lethal Company anyway, so maybe if I have some friends who would want to play, it may be in the cards. One cannot just simply lick a reg foot. I mean, I can lick my own foot. It's just I don't want to show you guys my feet. And all the compromises aren't as appealing to you guys, so, although I think some of you would rather me just not. Which is equally as funny. I don't know. I want to entice you guys to, to support me. Because why else would you be here, right? It's not because you actually enjoy my presence, right? That's impossible. That is completely and totally illogical. I gave you my compromise, which is partner goal. That's fair. That is fair. Partner goal is good. I mean, no, actually, I was gonna say if by the time I'm married, I could just lick it off of my wife's foot, but I don't want you guys seeing my wife's foot, so, there's just not a good way around it. I don't think she'd want that either. Probably not. I would hope not. All glow squids do is suffocate. That's true. Glow squids suffocate, and normal squids tend to just jump up on land. It's like squids have nothing to live for. It's very sad. Buy a prosthetic. That's actually really a funny idea. That's a really funny idea. Like, what if I licked it off of a person who had been wearing a prosthetic? Because it's still, like, weird. But it's not technically a foot. Most people have no problem showing a prosthetic foot on camera, so you should have given me that idea. Wow, cry about it. Don't give him an easy way out. Boo. I don't know. I'll think about it. It's gonna be in my head for the rest of the time. Forever and ever and ever. It really shouldn't. I mean, I guess it won't be on my mind forever. That is wild, Rift. That is actually wild. What the heck? Wow. It won't be in my head forever, though. It'll be in my head until I do it. Then I'll want to forget it. You really want that trip there, don't you? I mean, Nathan's the only one volunteering, and he's not really volunteering. He's doing it for some amount of payment as well. Couldn't help myself, fair enough. Dear the 1920s, don't invest in stocks. America's expensive. It is. It's very, very expensive. Go back in time and forget it ever happened. That's probably the right answer there. More than likely. Do you think you'll get a Streamlabs set up? I used to use Streamlabs. I just ended up moving over to OBS instead, though. I prefer it. It does a lot more of the things I need it to do, and it's got a lot more of the open-ended stuff for free. So I've just stuck with OBS. Nothing wrong with Streamlabs though, if that's what you got set up. It works good. I'm happy to know I temporarily broke reg this stream with a single chat. Give me a. It was a very unhinged chat, but I will give you that. Yes, very. I'm concerned. I that was a scary message. You should invest in stocks. What are you on about? Yeah, 19. I mean, it just depends on how short you're holding on to it. I really wish I was old enough and had enough money liquid to buy into stocks when 2020 hit, because when COVID was raging, people were dropping their stocks like no man's business. If I had money, I would have picked it all up. Because I was at a point where I wasn't struggling economically, and it would have made me a ton of money. Because I knew it was all going to go back up. But everybody panic sold, and nobody was swooping in to buy while it was super low. I really, really, really wish I was old enough and had enough money. But I was 16, just bought a brand new computer, and that was that. Oh well. I'm sure there'll be another stock market crash at some point in my lifetime. I'm really hoping there'll be a housing market crash. That's what I really need. I got stocks and shares. Nice. I have a few, but they're very small. And I just let them sit there and compound. I want to start some actual investments though at some point, because at some point in time I will have to retire. I have stocks and stairs. Oh boy. Stairs are scary. You know, I do okay on the stairs most times, but there are times where I'm like struggling to get down them. The ripe old age of 21, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, the market's a little volatile, I won't lie. Although for me, it's all been up. I will say that. I can tell you guys where it's up from. We'll go 1 year, I guess, because that would be since office. I have plus 25%, 24.88% up. Now, of course, the stocks I'm in, they're a little more favored by everything. Auto manufacturing, I've got one in oil. Well, it's actually energy production, but they do a lot with oil. And then I think I have an Apple stock laying in there somewhere, which does like nothing, but it's there. You know, it's something that I know will always be there. Apple's not going anywhere. I don't trade them or anything. I just kind of let them set, let the dividends pour in. Ford is about the best stock I picked up, though, by far. Even though it doesn't really, like, do much, it's nice to have. And maybe it will do something one day. Or I'll just sell it because it's up. Since I got it, I think it's up 100%. I did pick that one up when it crashed once. I'm up 28.2% up at the moment. Hey, that's awesome. Wow. These are the times I forget Nathan is European. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. So, here in the US, when we do investments and stuff, if we put our money into, like, specific investment accounts, instead of buying single stocks and shares and such, you can buy into, like, funds and such, which operate on, like, for example, the S&P 500, or some cases they just do over the whole US market, and some of them even do the whole world. Some of them do outside of the US. Do you guys have, like, something similar to that? So, like, for example, in the UK, is there, like, an option to buy only UK-based companies? Or is it just, like, they lump it all in with Europe? I don't know if it would be worth it just for one single country. Because, like, here in the US, for example, we don't have it for each state individually. It may have to do with taxes that they do it a certain way as well. I don't know. It's something I may have to look up as well. I don't know if that may not be something you know off the top of your head. Investing is fun for me just because it's theoretical numbers and such. One of my favorite things to do is pull up an investment calculator and just look to see how long it would take to make $1 million. So for example, if I go over here and I just pull up an investment calculator. That's not the one I want. That one's a lot easier to use. Okay. So I'm currently 21. Let's say I want to retire at 67, so I get my full benefits. Say I've I don't know, put 10,000 in the bank today, and I put $0 in, and we do the S&P 500, which is got about on a 30-year return rate, it's been on average 10 to 12%. You'd have almost $1 million by the time you're retiring. Now, that said, if you go only 10% there, that would be the case. 12%, you'd be at $2.5 million. And that's not putting anything in. If you could put $10,000 in today. Now, most 21-year-olds do not have $10,000 to put into the S&P 500. So, you know, take that for what you will. But if you put, like, if you get a coffee every day, for example, this site has that. If you put if you decide that you give up your daily coffee and make it at home instead, it says you could probably have about $128 a month to contribute there, which will put you at 5.5. Now, again, most people don't have $10,000 to put into the bank today, but it's an interesting thing. I think if you guys have the ability to invest, definitely do it. I'll post the link there if you guys want. It's a fun thing to look at least to me. I like looking at numbers like that. I'm not very good at numbers usually, but when it comes to money math, I usually enjoy that a lot. I actually have stocks at Walmart, Google, and like a mining company, I think. Nice. I almost had stocks at Walmart. They just never rehired me. But when I was working with them, or for them, they had a company employee stock buyback program. So you could buy stocks from Walmart with your paycheck for a discounted rate, essentially. And I would have made a lot of money, really, because Walmart had a little bit of a crash at the time I was working there. But it would have equated to quite a big sum of money, truthfully. Unfortunately, some things just aren't meant to be. I think, honestly, you know what? I keep saying unfortunately on that. I will say, if it weren't for the fact that Walmart didn't rehire me, I probably never would have started streaming. So I gotta hand it to them. Walmart, like, really actually not hiring me was probably one of the best things that ever happened. Outside of the fact that, financially speaking, I am in shambles without a job. But it's been nice. It's been kind of nice. I wanted S&P 500, but my app wouldn't let me get any, so I went with direct companies. Okay, I gotcha. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, S&P 500 is more stable, which is nice, but it's, like you said, it's very limited on how you can invest in it as well. I know there's, depending on which apps you use, each of them are a little more tricky than others. I actually have stocks in Walmart, Google, and mining company, I think. Business class reg. Those are also theoretical stocks, not real ones. Okay, I gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. Still no mending. Dang it. Still here watching. Have fun. Appreciate it, Tigers. Thank you very much. Walmart is best to invest in, like, September, March. Yeah. Yeah. The summer rush is when it picks up a lot, definitely. I feel left out. Oof. It's okay. Stocks aren't everybody's thing. Investments aren't everybody's thing. I will say everybody should invest, though. Unless your country does a really good job taking care of old people and it's guaranteed that they will take care of you when you're old, I would not bank on the government taking care of you when you're older. That stress, it is a little bit stressful, I'll say that much. Thinking about getting old and who's gonna help take care of you when that happens. But here in the US, it's like you gotta set aside money in a Roth IRA or a 401k or some other type of account as well, at least for retirement. Compound interest is the big one, though. Like, if I just put that money into the S&P 500, for example, and I didn't do anything with it outside of that, and then just put money instead into a retirement account, so that way I could retire off of different money, and I sold all the S&P 500, or I pulled all my money out of the S&P 500. When I retire, I'd have $1 million, well, probably $2 million, truthfully, because I wouldn't leave it alone. we all know I wouldn't. I'd have a lot of money by the time I retire, to play around with for the last 20 years of my life, which would be fun. Right, I would. I just need money to do so. I'm right there with you, dude. I am by no means saying, like, if you guys aren't doing this, you are screwing yourselves over in life. Because I'm 100% screwing myself over if that's the case. So, I just know the best thing, it's been burned in my head. Do it while you're young if you can, because you can never catch up with compound interest. Like Watergo said, don't get me started on compound interest, worst formula in math in my life. It's awful. It's awful to calculate. That's why I just pull up calculators for it, honestly. I got CrowdStrike, Bit Digital, Microsoft, Nike, 3M, Ambev, NVIDIA, Kraft, Apple, Tesla, and Boston Science. Okay. Those are all really good ones, actually. I mean, I think all of those are in the S&P 500. Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla. Tesla's a little more tricky at times. It definitely is a lot more volatile just in general. But Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft are almost guaranteed to always be around. And usually they're always growing as well. Everybody needs a phone. Everybody needs a graphics card. Everybody needs an operating system. Or if they're gamers, then, you know, they're buying Xboxes or whatever, you know. So those are all very good choices. Nike is great. Nike sells like hotcakes here. I'm sure that's true everywhere. So yeah, you picked some pretty good ones right there. Do not get me started on compound interest. Worst formula of my life. Craft foods like Heinz and stuff. Yeah. One of my friends is assisting. I gotta buy into. I have some Google and a lot in Walmart. Ooh, okay. Google is definitely one to buy into. Google is not going anywhere. I don't foresee Alphabet disappearing. It's just not possible, I don't think. Buying into OpenAI, I think it's... This is by no means professional advice. What OpenAI is doing is very big, and it will make a lot of money. The only question is, will it continue to do that? And that's always the question you run into with buying into companies. I do think, as of right now, OpenAI is probably a company that that will probably be, monetarily speaking, very successful. At least for the time being. They're the industry leaders, at least when it comes to AI. You know, every other company that is trying to get in on it is usually behind them. And that's just the trouble that they're in right now. And they've just released a whole bunch of new features as well, if I'm not mistaken, that make it even more usable. So I would say, if you had the extra capital and you wanted to try, they wouldn't be the worst choice. I'd say they'd probably be somewhere in my top 10. Google may have peaked, though. There's not too much future growth, in my opinion. That's fair. Google needs to get off their butts and actually do stuff. They're very complacent, which is the problem. YouTube is a great platform. I love it. But they are very lazy when it comes to adding new features, which has allowed places like Twitch, Kick, TikTok to catch up. I think Twitch is, by and large, the best platform to live stream on and the best platform to watch streams on. Even with how annoying ads are, it is the better viewing experience, in my opinion. It's all about AI now, Google probs. Yeah, Google is heavily investing into AI. And from my understanding, I don't really use AI a ton. It's not something I have a hard stance on. I'm more about sustainable AI than anything else, because I think it's the way of the future, but I think there are some questions about what is it doing to our future as well. That's the big part that I struggle with it. Which is why, like with Omnia, it is going to have AI in it, but I have to be responsible and actually source that myself. Which means either finding something that's open source that I can trust, or building it from scratch. And it's hosted on your own local computer instead of on a server, because I don't want to be responsible for the costs of that, and I also don't have the ability to buy servers that cost me $100,000 each and then figure out how in the world to cool them as well. It's just, it's a slippery slope with that, so everything's locally hosted. Did you see the Super Bowl at all, or at least the commercials this year? I watched the... Yeah, I actually watched most of the Super Bowl. I missed, like, the first quarter, but I watched most of it. It was pretty enjoyable. I felt like it was a disappointing game in the sense of there wasn't a lot of movement. Both defenses did a pretty good job. I mean, there is something to be said about the fact that there weren't any touchdowns till the final quarter, if I'm not mistaken. You know, most of the points came from field goals, which says, like, hey, yes, they may have still scored, but they weren't able to get a touchdown as easily, which was pretty nice. NVIDIA are making big moves in AI. Yes, they are. NVIDIA, I have a little bit more faith in, only because they have the long-standing name. People buy into names more than they do actual products. And NVIDIA has done a lot with local AI versus server AI. I'm much more a fan of AI when it's not all hosted on one server that you have to pay for. This takes care of a lot of the issues that people have with it, where it's like it's using up a ton of water to cool it. I'm a fan of locally hosted AI, as long as it's ethically sourced. I'm not a huge fan of the art. I don't really use that. If I do, it's usually just for a reference so I can get an actual piece of art made. I'm like, I want something like this, but better. Ideally without the 7th finger and and without this and without that. Some college student bet his life savings on Seahawks with Cal Sheet. Okay, you're about to hear me like go off on this, but it's a big problem in our world. Gambling. Oh my gosh, why are we gambling on everything? It's awful. Like, I'm sorry if you are a fan of it. It is predatory on young people. It's terrible. Like, I'm sorry. I think we should bring back the stigma on that one. At this current point in time, it's not that big of a deal to people if you're like, oh yeah, I bet on DraftKings or MGM or Kalshi or, you know, whatever. But quite literally, there is an app designed to bet on everything, whether it will rain or not today. That's mind-blowing to me. That's just mind-blowing. Like, and their whole marketing tactic is sign up now for $500 in bonus bets. And it's like, that's predatory marketing right there. Like you're betting, Nathan, completely fine. I'm sure you're doing it responsibly. But these commercials, the reason you see so many of them right now It's because they make a lot of money off of people losing. And I don't like that they are asking you to bet so much. Like, everywhere you're looking, any channel you turn on TV, almost always will, within 10 minutes, show you some sort of gambling commercial. Just, it's awful. It's terrible. I don't have an issue with you, like, doing occasional bets, occasional gambles, but you gotta understand, like, you're not gonna be a millionaire off of it unless you're, like, very, very lucky. House always wins, though. Never forget that. Yep. Like, I won't lie. I like blackjack. I don't play it with betting, but I do play online on different games that is just free. You know, random odds. It's a lot of fun though because there's a little bit of strategy in it. But I would never actually put money on it. Like you said, house always wins. It is statistically improbable for you to ever actually walk out with net positive. Didn't miss anything in that first quarter. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. NVIDIA making the chips too. Others are using NVIDIA's chips. Yep. Absolutely. Right on. What do you think of the opening show, Reg? I didn't watch it. I missed that portion, I think. I also didn't watch the halftime show. We decided to turn on the Olympics because my family, none of us speak Spanish, so it's not something that's our cup of tea. If we spoke Spanish, it would have been a different story. We probably would have been like, yeah, you know, we'll listen. But not understanding a language just it makes it really hard to enjoy it. So we just went over to the Olympics and watched that for a little bit. Were you rooting for anyone? Part of me wanted to see Seattle lose. I just really don't like Seattle. It's always rainy over there. But I also don't really love the Patriots. But I was kind of a fan of them only because it is a brand new team, basically, from when I remember watching a lot. You know, the Brady, Bill Belichick era it was popular to hate on them. I kind of would like to see them come back a little stronger, and it was a very young team, which was pretty nice. Wait, pause. What's up, Abraham? 5X, welcome on in. Hello. Admiral is doing something else during the halftime show. I know. That's why I said pause. Oh, I see. Okay. So I wanted to get into the Twitch stream. Well, welcome on in. How's it going, dude? It's good to see you. FanDuel betting casino. Yeah, that's the one. My housemate losing a chance to out with $3. Why did the stocks of nearly every video game company went down when the AI that pumps out walking sims came out? I think a lot of people there's a lot of people who don't have time for video games anymore, which is sad, but that's one thing. It's getting expensive to buy video games. I mean, brand new AAA titles, which are usually the companies that are on the stock market, they're, you know, coming out with games that are $80, $90. And that's just not good. I was already sick to my stomach at the thought of spending $60 to $70 on a game. So I don't really like the pricing scheme of the newer games, and quite honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the copy-paste that EA has had in the past, where it's the same game just with a new name and maybe a slightly tweaked setting. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. I don't like AI slop either, though. I do want to quickly mention that. You know, there is a such thing as responsible use of AI. AI generated models, textures, and code without human supervision and true architecture. And even just AI generated games in its entirety where you're letting it just do everything is a bad call. It's not a bad assistant, but it is a bad creator. And that's not me trashing AI in its entirety. Like I said, it's a good assistant. There's nothing wrong with using it to help with things, but to use it outright in the whole creative process is where it loses its charm and its human touch, really. And that's why I really don't like using it in art at all. Because it is trained off of other people's art, for one. But two, it goes against my design philosophy of, you know, like actual human work. And I'm not like sitting here condemning people who do use it. I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea. I would not use it in my personal works. I wouldn't necessarily... I would kind of be turned off a little bit if somebody used it in their whole game. But if it's a good game, there may be a slight exception there, just a little bit. Unless I know they have the money to do it without AI. Like if Minecraft, for example, started pulling AI textures out just because they could, that's not cool. That would be where I would probably draw a line there. When you're a multi-billion-dollar company, you have money to pay people. When you're an indie developer, I kind of get it a little bit more, especially if you have the intent of swapping it out later. Here's your dab. Like, for example, like you said, Jams, placeholders, personally, for me, I don't really like using placeholders. In general. If I do have a placeholder, it's usually just a square box or, you know, a couple of small lines on pixel art. So personally, for me, not a huge fan of using AI as a placeholder either. But if you need that in order to, like, help you visualize it better, I kind of get that to an extent. But like I said, for me, my placeholders are just cubes, capsules, and you know, crappy little textures that I draw, until I can either get something more official, or until I just finally get fed up and find somebody else who has a free asset out there that I can pick up. Although I've never released a game, so, you know, you guys don't have to take what I'm saying with, like, full gospel truth here. This is just my opinion. I am developing a game, but I have never released a game. So, take that for what you will. Boo, I never watch AI stuff. I skip over any video that has AI talking over it or anything. I always dislike the vid. That's fair. I think if you're not going to put effort into it as a person, then you shouldn't really get paid, I guess. Like, that's the whole thing about AI. That people are missing with it. They're using it so as a way to save money or save time, and instead of using it to, like, do more. So, for example, like, an AI editor would be kind of more helpful to me than AI text-to-speech and script generation and all that, because editing is the biggest bottleneck within my within my workflow. Now, a lot of people would probably hate on that. But when I say AI, I more so mean, like, algorithm. It's more of an... It's very low-grade AI. That's all AI is algorithms. But, when I'm talking about AI in this specific instance, it's more so about... like, this section of audio is dead silent. So we know that we should probably cut this out. And it would suggest, like, hey, cut this portion because it's quiet. Cut this portion because, on average, you only said 5 words per... 5 words over the whole 10-second period, which means it was probably a bad take. Or this part you repeated yourself, so pick which take you like. That would be more helpful as a AI and content than a script generator or a voiceover tool or a thumbnail maker. I don't like AI thumbnails. Those are not it for me, personally. There are some people who like them, and I'm trying not to dog on other people for what they like. That's something I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. Wait, King, do you watch football or no? I watch it sometimes. I don't really like watch it actively, but when it's on, I don't mind watching it. It's kind of nice to sit back and relax a little bit. So for example, like a Sunday, if I'm just chilling and doing nothing, then I'm kind of likely to consider sitting there and watching, at least for a little bit. If it's on while I'm eating dinner, I'll eat dinner and watch for a little bit. I usually really just only pay attention at playoff season, though. This year was pretty bad, I won't lie. I felt like a lot of the teams kind of just fell off. And I don't know why that is. I really don't know why that is. But I didn't really enjoy this season as much, personally. But, you know, when it's on, I wouldn't turn it off. Today I was watching curling, Olympic curling. I'm just kind of a fan of turning on whatever, honestly. But Olympic curling was on this morning, I guess. It was whenever I was eating lunch, which probably would have been like 12 p.m. So I just turned on curling, and it was the United States versus Sweden. That game was actually surprisingly fun to watch. Exciting sport, really captivating. It was very, very captivating. Hello, TJ, welcome on in. Hello, hello. Curling is... I kind of got invested, I'm not gonna lie. I kept saying, I'm gonna watch until the end of this game, and I did. I did watch until the end of the game, but it took so long. But I got invested, I did. We had a great run in the mixed pairs until Sweden beat us. You know, us too. Us too, Nathan. We had, for those of you who don't know, the U.S. in mixed pairs, they ended up silver medaling. U.S. did. Sweden wiped the floor. Well, I wouldn't say they wiped the floor, but the U.S. kind of choked last couple of rounds. So, do you play D&D? Off-topic question. I don't, not actively. I've had a couple of people ask me if I would play, and I'm not against it. It's just I've never really had the time or a dungeon master who's willing to teach me everything, because I am like so new that I don't even know how to like build a character. I don't understand like all the rules. But it's something I think I'd probably enjoy. I don't know. Do you see about all the medals keep breaking? No. That's a bad problem to have. The Olympics isn't something I've watched in years. To be honest, never had the means to either. Fair enough. It's on pretty much every time at my house. Both summer and winter. We're not like actively sitting there watching it, but it's good for background noise, especially. I've just started a club. Oh, very nice. Okay. One time I had to teach it to my friends, and it took 4 hours to make 4 characters. Holy cow. I sat there with a friend, and we were going to do a one-shot, and I was working on a character, and it was not... I was struggling, but at that current point in time, I had way too much going on anyway, so I was like full brain fog. It was just pretty much, basically, I would sit here and I was trying to do stuff, but realistically, I was like actually kind of like slipping out of focus. I wasn't like slipping out of consciousness, but there are gaps in my memory where I just don't remember doing anything. That's actually a kind of nice book. KingRegNog, hey, how's it going, Cheek? Good to see you, dude. Hello, hello. So it was probably not a good time for me to try to get into anything anyway, but I was struggling to work on a character at all. It's fun to do creative, which is basically you can change the rules and simplify them. I do that, and since I'm homeschooled, it's like what I do 24/7. I just make session ideas. I made 5 session campaigns so far and one shot. Come up with everything like moves and items. That's awesome. That is really, really awesome, dude. Being homeschooled does have its benefits, let me tell you. I was homeschooled as well. Medals keep falling off the ribbons. They're looking into it. Okay, well, hopefully they could get that figured out. I know it would suck to go through all that effort and then your medal, the ribbon, keeps tearing or whatever. That would suck. What is up, sir? It's going pretty good. I'm pretty tired, but I'm chilling. I'm hanging in there. We're just fishing for Minden. And, just kind of yapping away as well. But it's good to see you. How's it going? How's life? Nice, I love making them. I'm always Dungeon Master, but I like making characters. That's awesome. I have to go. Bye. See you, TJ. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I just made my Forever World and got full iron. Very nice. Full iron is nice. You'll hopefully not die. By the time I got iron, I was pretty okay. But it was a little rough, I won't lie. Being homeschooled is sick. It was so nice. It was so nice. Do you know how to use Axiom? I know a little bit about it, but I don't know a ton about it. I'm not super well versed in it. I want to learn though. I do want to learn. I saw my stuff in a cave once. Oof. Big rips. Fishing for men. There's a couple of jokes I want to make there, but only one of them is appropriate. Been busy last 2 weeks at my job, second job for real. Working 77 hours in the next week in 3 days. Oh my goodness. Dude. Wow. 77. Wow. Well, GG's. Like, nothing could be said about your work ethic except good things. Like, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I was referencing the Bible, sir. Get your mind out of the gutter. Well, that was the good one I was thinking of. So, like, they're bonus points that we were at least at one point in time on the same wavelength. When do you think you'll start terraforming? I'm going to start terraforming after I build the bridge down there. And then I build the stairway. There's also going to be some terraforming that has to be done underneath the stairway. But I don't know an exact episode number, truthfully. There's also going to be some terraforming out that way as well. I found a pretty cool place I want to build. I'm cooked for real. But I'm in the market for land. I have the money. It sounds like it. Real life Minecraft for real. Gonna make a log cabin. Dude, that's gonna be so awesome. I know that's been on your list for over a year now, I'm sure. It's probably been one of your life goals, truthfully. So that's awesome. I really hope that works out for you. It's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. At one point, I was working 84-hour weeks. Holy crap, dude. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. I know when I first started streaming, I was doing it all wrong, but I was spending like 12 hours a day on average, 5 days a week. So I was working 60-hour weeks at one point, just on streams alone. But it was not sustainable, and the way I was doing it was all wrong anyway. So then I ended up burning myself pretty badly doing it that way. So I had to slow down, but one day I'd like to pick back up and do more work again. I've gotten just into the flow now where I'm starting to hit like 30 to 40 hour work weeks, and I'm happy with that for now, but I want to try to get specifically to a 40-hour work. Admiral, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. I've been working since 14 for this goal. Been working 30 plus hours a week for 5 years. Holy cow, dude. That is awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're finally getting close to it. That's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And it'll be really nice, too. Do you have a specific stream schedule? I try to stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. If you have Discord, the best place to find out about it is in there. If you do !Discord in the chat. It's also linked in the description, I believe. But if you don't have one, Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then sometimes, right now it's just been sometimes, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I work part-time, nice. Currently, that's technically my hours as well as part-time. You got a job, congrats. Not a real job, no. I'm still working. I think last time we were here, I started working for my dad a little bit. So I'm still doing work for him, which is, you know, pennies in the bucket, really. But, you know, it's whatever I do. It's just data entry, so I scan in stuff, and then I write it down. It's got a very limited amount of work, but it gets me through month to month at least, so I'll take it. I've done the math. I think there's like, it'll get me probably to the end of the year at least, if worse comes to worse. And then of course I still do this, which has done a lot better lately. I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm still working on the video game as well, which is exciting. I think the second I can start selling Omnia, I'm hoping that it'll do something, because I believe in it a lot. I really do. There's something in that game. McDonald's, no, bro. KFC, not fast food. Longhorns, Hooters. Hooters is a crazy state question, I guess. Wow. Longhorns would be great, though. I like Longhorn. Lurk watching the stream while working on Valentine's gift. For real? Hey. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Good luck on the Valentine's Day gift. Hope it goes well. Are you monetized on YouTube yet? I am level 1 monetized, so I met the 3,000 hour watch time goal, but I still have to hit the 4,000 in order to get ad revenue. That being said, it's not far away. It's, I believe, 60 hours of watch time, which is, it could happen technically. I mean, on a good day, I could technically hit the 4,000 hours of watch time any day now. But we'll see. We will see. Proud of you. I want to work at Hooters. I'd be goated as the Hooters girl. 19-year-old male. Wild. I think you'd pass. You're just their type. I've never been to one. We don't have them here. I've never been to one either. But I've heard they're in a family establishment. That's what I've heard. What do you do? Lab stuff. Ooh, fancy. Let's switch over to Twitch really quick. Hey, I appreciate it. POV, you're walking through the woods and you see a huge radio tower with the World War II German flag, reference to the radio tower found in a forest from 1941. Interesting. Nice, sounds important. It really does. It really does sound important. Do you know what I look like, Preggy? I look just like Hooters girl. I don't know what you look like, but you know what? I have it in my mind now that you just look like the stereotypical Hooters girl. And you know what? That's pretty good. I am important. I mean, you're doing science. Like, that's crazy. I could... Like, you could be saving the world for all we know. I don't know what kind of science you're probably doing. Yeah, that's a good image of me, you know? I'm not making any of the jokes. But there's a couple of good ones there. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh. I'm playing left-handed now. Okay. What time is it? It is 9:51. When are the next ad breaks coming in? I want to respect your guys' time and make sure that I don't snub you. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. Alright, we'll go for 30 minutes maximum now. Crazy, Oswald. Mainly because you're overweight. Wow, never change. Just never, ever change. You are an amazing specimen. It's a prior frat boy. I can make them jokes. Fat boy. I could not read. Wow. Fat boy makes so much more sense. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I cannot relate because I'm on the opposite end of that. When I was little, I was so skinny and I couldn't eat, like hardly anything. We would go to a restaurant and, my brother and I, we would split like a cheeseburger and fries, and that would be enough for us. One time, the owner of the establishment came out and he asked us, like, "Are you sure you guys don't want anything? Like, we can make you another burger on the house." And we're like, "No, we're good. We're fine." They thought we only, like, it was just because we could only afford the cheeseburger. But no, we weren't malnourished because we weren't malnourished. That was just the thing. Like, we just looked it and ate like it. But my parents didn't withhold food or anything. Like, we were eating. I eat 4 cheeseburgers and still want more. There were days where I could, like, put away food, but it just never converted into anything. My metabolism was fast. Still got the double D's, though. Wild. You know, I respect it, though. I respect it. Lost the weight, though. I'm a skinny queen now. Slay. I hate myself. That's the first time I think I've ever said slay, like, unironically. Maybe it was a little ironic. I don't know. Mine is so freaking slow, bro. Mine is stupidly fast. I can eat anything I want. But I also hardly can eat. So it's like a double-edged sword. I have to be very intentional about what I eat, so that I actually get the nutrients that I need. Y'all's mental image of me must be crazy messed up. I don't even know what to imagine you as now. But yes, it's very... I don't know how to even describe... I don't know how to describe the picture of you I have in my mind. Do your worst. Well, because I have it in my head now that you are like stereotypical Hooters girl. You gotta have like long hair. And I'm going between 2 different versions of stereotypical Hooters girl. Because there's 2 different eras of Hooters. You know, there's modern era, and then there's post or pre-modern. And so either it's blonde or it's like dark with maybe like some sort of highlight. You can take your pick. I'm imagining probably like, I'm gonna say it, but I mean it in a good way, not like a fat way. You're big boned. Like, your frame is built, that's just naturally, your shoulders are probably pretty wide. You know, probably pretty tall, if I had to guess. A male pattern baldness for me. Hey, that's awesome. I do have long hair. I got crazy good hair. Hey, W. Dude, you're set. You got good looks, too? You're literally describing me exactly how I am. Not even gonna lie. There's no way. The other thing, like... I'm not sure how to explain this in the most family-friendly way possible. I don't know where mine sits, to be honest. What I do know, though, is I lost 40 pounds in 3 weeks. Not from pure metabolism, thankfully. That's good. That's really good. 40 pounds in 3 weeks is crazy. Crazy work. How do I... You know what? The other part, you know, we already know what Hooters Girls looks like, so you can fill in the blanks for the rest of you. Just say it, we can beep it out. Yeah, we'll edit in post. Gosh. Greg has given up with this. I've given up. I'm suffocating. It's awful. In 1945, after the war, never found except for a paper saying void. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I've given up. I don't know what a Hooters girl looks like. Explain. I will send you a picture. How about that? I will send you a picture, Nathan. This is going in my search history. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I shouldn't say oh boy. That doesn't bode well on me, does it? Let's go with this one. That's the one that popped up. You know what? You get 4 in 1. That's what I'm gonna do for you. You get 4 in 1, Nathan. I was scared the image was gonna be too powerful for Discord. That is a Hooters girl, or 4 of them rather. Boop. Jamaro, welcome on in. My boy from overseas, I hope you're good. I'm doing pretty alright. How are you doing, Jamaro? It's good to see you. Reg feels like he wants to be put out of his misery after that. Reg's giving me naughty pictures. I mean, they're covered. They are covered. Just kidding, I know what they look like. Just trying to say it. This Nathan? I mean, I can send it to everybody. I need some amount of assurance that you are over the age of 18. I happen to know Nathan is very old. Explain with your words. You just lost the game, bruh. Good night. Good night, DZ. Appreciate it. I want a picture of a Hooters girl. I don't want to send you a picture of a Hooters girl. You're my brother. Hello, this is Jams. Hey, Jams, welcome to the Twitch side. Hello, hello. Explain with your words. I don't know how to explain with my words. I don't want a picture of a Hooters girl. Well, I'm glad. You're getting one anyway. No, I'm kidding. But I'm over 18. Admiral age reveal? I find it uncomfortable that you have a photo of me that you're just sending to people. Well, I have a picture of 4 of you, actually. Jams, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome on in. Do you want a picture, Admiral? I will send it to you. I will actually send it to you, just right now. Now? Alright. No, not you. That would have been so bad. I would not want to send it to you. Okay, yeah, you. I'm kind of thinking Admiral and Nathan. I'm kind of thinking the tall blonde one. That's the one I'm thinking more importantly about Oswald. There we go. How many fishing rods have we gone through? I went through a few at the beginning, I think 2, but I've got one with mending now, so we're pretty good. We've done a lot of casts though, if that's what you're asking. I've used this fishing rod 1,400 times. If I send you a photo of my face, would you Photoshop me onto my true body? The temptation is there to say yes. I would consider it. I would very much consider it. Yes, how I am. I already sent in a message. Oops. Let me scroll up. I feel so worried I have a massive video to cut, and I feel so overwhelmed I cannot do this. Just so much pressure. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that. Videos are a big deal. They're hard to do. I will not deny that. The truth is you'll probably never be truly happy with it when it does come out, because you always say I could have done more. But the biggest and best thing I can ever say to anybody who's editing, do your best, but make sure it comes out. You know, a product that comes out is better than a product that never sees the light of day. 16 hours of footage. I want 60-minute video. It's like an ish video. Oh, I see. Okay. That's a big one then. That is a very, very big one. I believe in you though. I've seen what you do on stream at least. And, I think you've got the right personality for it. Naughty Reg is quite a two-faced idea. Wild. You guys haven't heard me in person, or off stream rather, but Admiral and I, we make quite the jokes to each other. Making me work overtime with Automod. Automod hates me. I love that. Have we gotten a single mending book? No. Not at all. Talked about it last year. It's the project I got accepted to with very cool YouTubers. That I want to make that video click, you know. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, I get that then. I get that. That's completely fair. That's a big one. And it does mean a lot to you as well. So I understand when I make it right. If you could probably... your shaders are peak. I appreciate that, Levin. If you want access to them... I think... Did I set that up? I did not, did I? I do have shaders. Okay. If you want access to those, you can do that. I have a full tutorial on how I set mine up. Basically, though, why did it do... What in the world? Okay. Anyway. What I did with the shaders is basically bump up saturation. It's just complementary reimagined. Isn't it in the description of the first Let's Play video? I do believe so, yes. In the description of all the Let's Play videos, it also has a link to the mods list that I use, which includes shaders. Oop. Automod hates me. I'm the best haters girl out there. That's wild. Talked about it last year. What is this season 10 Green arc? I know it seems awfully familiar. As soon as I get it once I get the mending for all of my gear, then I will actually I will start setting up villagers. But I wanted to fish it all up first. Since, you know, we can do it the hard way. I mean, Reg, I think we are similar in that matter. I remember what I said today. I do remember. You are about as unhinged as I can be. So take that for what you will. At least from what I've seen so far. I'm sure you probably get more unhinged. The shoes are just about died. Oh, are you making shoes for Valentine's Day? That's really cool. I like that. I really like that, actually. That's awesome. Bowl. And this is the enchants. When did you get an anvil? I got that, I think... I don't remember when I made it, actually. I made it during one of the live streams, or just before one of the live streams, so that I could quickly, make a better fishing rod. So I just combined a couple of them. And then I may have used it as well for something else that I'm not thinking of. Hello, Fish. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I have been summoned. You have been summoned. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Did I read everything? Okay. Crazy, I subbed to your YouTube channel last year, but I never had a video of yours in my sub box. Really? Yeah, subscription boxes really don't do a ton anymore, unfortunately. Which is sad. But, it's always good to see that, or to know that you are subscribed. I appreciate that. Chaos. I am, my girlfriend and I hate the fact Valentine's Day is so commercial, so we were doing homemade stuff. She's crocheting me something. I think that is awesome. I love that. And I'm right there with you on commercialization of Valentine's Day especially. I don't mind like the flowers, the box of chocolates and things like that, but I do think handmade beats anything that you could buy from the store. So maybe instead of you know, buying a box of chocolates, maybe you make a box of cookies or something, you know. Maybe it's not realistic to grow your own flowers, but I've been summoned. What do you want? I speak for the fish. The name of your video is Fishy Fishy. That's not nice. Oh no, I'm sorry. I want mending. Have you seen any mending in the fishing ponds lately? Nope. Oh dang, I'm in trouble then. Will you make a fishing hut to store all the fish? That's a good idea. I might. I just might have to. I know I'm gonna do a fishing, spot in other places as well. Like, underground, I want to do, like, this big fishing pond. So I've got, like, a cool idea of... You know how, like, Vikings have, these large, you know, they have their vessels out on the water. I kind of want to make, like, a huge underground lake that has, those long boats on them. And there's, like, some, little islands with houses on them as well, which would be kind of cool. Can you even get mending? Who said that? Release the fish? I'll release some of the fish, I promise. I'm totally not eating them. I definitely am not eating them. But as for can you actually get mending? Yes, you can get mending from fishing. Most celebrations are just money-grabbing schemes, pretty much. Sadly, yeah. That's not nice. Pretty much have an infinite food source by now, pretty much. Fishing has been pretty good for that. And then I'm trying to get some steak set up. That's kind of what my next episode is going to be, is setting up the cows, I think. Because it's starting to get a little tricky getting all the leather I need. Like, I do have a lot of leather stored away in there from fishing, or actually I think it's mostly over here from fishing. Yeah, I've got 8. So, you know, I've got 8 episodes worth of Question of the Day books. But I'd like something that's very sustainable. I'd like to actually be able to build a big library and all that. So cows are just the next big step, I guess. The commercialization of Valentine's Day has made me feel like a winner for being single. Oh, that's depressing. But you know what? Same. I don't have to spend any money on anyone. Or I should rather say I don't get to spend money on anyone. Having somebody is a privilege to blow money on, let me say. I would, you know, spend a lot of money on somebody if the opportunity presented itself. For myself, never. I would never spend money on myself, really. I think it's hardly worth it. But, on other people, I don't mind too much spending a lot of money on them. I agree. I've been trying to grow my own flowers, but I do not have a green thumb. That is so fair. My family has the unique ability to keep alive things that we're not trying to keep alive, but to kill things that we are trying to keep alive. Like, anything that we're wanting or willing to let die, it just refuses. But if we want it to live, it will not. Like, one year we tried to grow strawberries, and they just... We don't even know what we did wrong, I don't think. They just died. Really, really sad. Personally, I don't throw away cards. It's sentimental. That's fair. Cards are the biggest scam for any celebration. They open it, read the message, throw it away a week later, and the cards aren't cheap. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. I get to see my girl happy because of a thoughtful gift I created. Win, win, win. Exactly. Wish I could, but my girl died, so I can't really now. I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough. Apparently the odds for a minting book is 0.1% to 0.02%. Yeah, it's not super likely. A Nautilus shot, yeah. I've been catching everything except mending. I've caught a lot of books though, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Personally, I don't throw away cards. I will comment on that. I only just recently threw away cards, and it was because I had so many over the course of, like, it was a lot. I think I had it from clear on down to when I was like 12 years old. And so I finally went, you know what? I'm going to narrow it down to just one from each person and keep that one. Because some of them, you know, were from relatives that had passed away, or people that I don't talk to anymore. And I wasn't somebody who got like a card and they actually wrote like a note inside of it. It was usually just like a happy birthday or Merry Christmas, hope you have lots of fun, and you know, it's some generic message on there from the Hallmark company where they bought their card, and there's a check in there. The check usually had more of a note on there than anything else. And I eventually got rid of a larger group of them again because I held on to a lot. But I used to be super sentimental about it. I'm very sentimental about gifts usually, though. That Minecraft Steve back there, that's one. I've got... I'm trying to think of some. There's some things in the closet that you guys haven't seen, I don't think. But I've got this little trophy that somebody bought me because they were moving on to bigger and better things, and I was taking in their position. So they bought me a little trophy to commemorate it. And I kept that. I still have it. It was many, many years ago. But I still have it. I've got various other gifts like hats and things like that. I don't wear hats, but I've kept them. I will keep that stuff forever. Let me make sure I read everything. Literally, Reg, sorry, off topic, but I'm learning how to play War, Given Up, Bleeded Out by Linkin Park. Already have the intros down. Soon the main choruses. QWERTY is another one I want to learn. A bit technical while decently paced. That's fun. Bleed It Out is a lot of fun to play. I've played that one a couple of times. Although the way I play it does not sound like the original. I will say that. I play more so acoustically, so it's always going to be a little different the way I play it. And so it's from, I guess, a Nautilus shell. I still get birthday cards for my first birthday. That is special. That is really special. Do you like C418's music or the new artist? I like both. I like both. My bed beckons my name. Farewell, bums. See ya, Admiral. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Don't open my plastic tub my mom keeps of things of mine from over the years. Oh, dude. Apparently there's one for me somewhere that my mom has. And there's only a few things that might be in it. I don't know if they are. But there's only a few things that I know of that could be in it, if this even exists. But she says it does. I've never seen it. But she says that she's going to give it to me whenever I move out. So, we'll see. We'll see about that. That all said, I think there's like some stuffed animals in there. There might be some letters that either I sent myself or that somebody sent me, or maybe some pictures or crafts that I did. I don't know. I think there's one specific stuffed animal in there that I'm aware of. And it was like my first stuffed animal that I recall having. And it was this little orange cat. That poor cat was well loved. Don't open my plastic tub. I have some friends like that, but I also have some friends who write full paragraphs. For my most recent birthday, my one friend hand wrote me 4 full printer pages, double-sided. Wow! That is insane. That is actually crazy to me. I only wrote long messages for some people once, but I couldn't sustain it because I'm not shallow. Let me just clarify this before somebody's like, "Hey, you're kind of a bad person for that." But I find it really hard to give when I don't get a lot back as well. Grim, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oops. So when I did that, a lot of the times I didn't get very much of a happy birthday back. Like, it would just be a happy birthday exclamation mark. So I decided, you know what? You know, I try it once with every person I meet. The big happy birthday message. If they respond well to it, then I usually continue it. But if I feel like they just kind of brush it off, and then their happy birthday to me is just kind of like a happy birthday exclamation mark. Like, you know, I'm giving more than I'm getting. Let me adjust the strategy here. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you only have so much bandwidth for people, and you can only invest so much into people as well sometimes. But yes, a handwritten card is absolutely special. I agree. The intro to War is very fun. Intro to Bleed It Out is fun, but definitely more enjoyable with the entire band and not just on its own. Oh, absolutely. Farewell, the bummiest of history. Make 2 conduits. Nice. I can. You guys are getting cards? I get them from relatives, but that's about it. Gonna read that in a minute. I found your Instagram. Like, which one? Which one? Like, the public one? Okay. Like, I hate that. I should just delete the other Instagram. Probably find your personal if I wanted to, but I won't. I don't like that. I won't lie, it's kind of easy to find. Wow, I have a lot of notifications. And why are you still showing up as a friend suggestion? I don't want... Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Instagram. I love that you're tracking me. And you... Okay. Interesting. Anyway, it's playing ad. I was gonna end stream. I'll give you 10 minutes after the ad. I think that's fair. I feel bad letting the ads play. That's the thing. You gotta do it for the right people, you know? Some people don't deserve your paragraphs. Exactly. Exactly. Now, there are some people who I will give and give and give and give to, even if they can't give to me. And that's probably a flaw to some degree, but it's also partially a character trait. You know, some people may not deserve your attention and your effort, but some people just don't have the capacity to give that at that very moment. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to give them a less than experience of my friendship just because of that. Some people do. Some people do get the short end of the stick. But it's only because I know they could be doing better, and they just choose to neglect their friendship with me or whatever. Are the ads still going? I guess it is. I don't know. King, why haven't you posted on Instagram in years? It's a really good question. I'm thinking of starting to post my TikToks up there as well. I only just recently started posting there. Sharpness 3. I was really hoping we'd get one mending book. Okay, we got ads over. All right, guys, I'm really sorry about the ads. I was going to try to end before them, and I feel bad about it now. So I'm going to give you guys 10 more minutes of stream just to kind of help make up for that. And then we'll start the ending, so you'll get like more like 15 to 20 minutes. So, hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay. But I probably could start moving some of the things over. I've been posting on shorts a lot more too. I got like 20,000 views on one of my shorts, which was wild. I would follow you, but if I followed you, you would know my full name and it'd be an accidental face reveal, so no. Oh well, you know, it's fine. I get it. You just don't want me knowing everything about you, I guess. Is a subathon in the cards? I wouldn't say 100% no, but I don't want to say 100% yes. There's a lot that goes into subathons, and I've vowed to myself to never do a 24-hour stream ever again. I did it once, and unfortunately, I didn't do so hot during it. Subathons are a little bit better because you can sleep during them. When you're not expected to stay up a full 24 hours, it's not as miserable. So I wouldn't say it's a 100% no, but I'm not going to say it's a 100% yes either. It's just kind of a let's wait and see. As of right now, I don't think it would do super well anyway. We don't have like a... I don't want to like say you guys are broke, but you don't have it in your budgets for this, and that's okay. Like, I don't want you guys to give beyond your means. I want you to just be here is honestly all I want, is to have you guys around. There's a chance. There's definitely a chance that we do something, but I don't know what that would look like yet. The thought has also crossed my mind of doing doing more targeted pushes to try to boost ourselves with like viewership in general, or watch time on YouTube side. It's been a struggle wrestling with that, but I need to check to see when my big numbers are starting to fade, because we need to start actually trying harder on YouTube again. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there, I guess. I did a forehead reveal to someone once. Face reveal? One day we'll get a face reveal. Will you ever face reveal? I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't know. That's a big step. That is a really, really big step. But it's definitely possible. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Probably doesn't want all the boys chasing her around. That's probably accurate. Honestly, if I knew what was gonna happen to me when I put my face out there, I probably would have waited till I was 18. That was wild. I don't know if I've told this story on stream, and I don't know, I've definitely not told it lately. But we're far enough removed from it that I feel like it's okay for me to talk about it now. So one time, like a long time ago, like King SMP season 2 ago. Like that's how long. Been a long time. There was a person who joined my stream. And it was fine, everything was normal until it wasn't. She ended up messaging me, and it started off like kind of, you know, mostly normal until it didn't. I distinctly remember, like, I was oblivious. I'm still oblivious. I'm dense, okay? Like, it's bad. I won't lie. I don't catch hints very well. She said something about me being kind of cute. I was like, oh, thanks. Thought she was just being really nice. And she was from a different country, so I was like, maybe it just didn't translate well. But I remembered it got, like, weirder after that. Like, it started getting more oddly specific, and then she was kind of like, you know, I want to go visit the US sometime and see you. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I was being nice. I was still being nice during that. I was like, you know, well, I don't meet up with people usually due to online safety things, but, you know, if you happen to be in the same area and you see me, you're welcome to say hi. And she's like, you know, it's just it's not fair that you're so cute. And I was just like, dude, this is scary. And, you know, clarifying, because at the time I was a minor, telling her that I was a minor didn't help me either. And you might be going, whoa, hold on, King, hold on. You were almost a victim. No, I wasn't. She was also a minor. And I was like, this is not good. Luckily, I disappeared a little bit after that, just because I had to go do some real life things, and she fell out of the habit of being around in stream as well, which definitely helped. But it was it was a thing. Like, I've had some viewers join, and I've had suspicions about the way they were talking to me, but I've always given them the benefit of the doubt. That's just probably how they are. Because most people aren't... Most people aren't that way online. But I've had my fair share, I guess. Dog, I did the stupid idea of face revealing on an account with 260,000 followers. It did not go well. Oh no. The shoes are done and they look great. A, W. Press X to doubt. Who popularized the whole hardcore Let's Play thing? I actually don't know. It's been an ongoing thing, though. Everybody does these hardcore... Everybody does those hardcore things, and I don't mind them. I think hardcore is a cool enough game mode. I just don't like the hardcore Let's Play format. because it's expected that you do the 100 days and all that, and that's a lot of work to condense down into a 20-minute video, and a lot of them are faked, which is sad. Can the dogs help you fish? Dogs equals mending luck. Trust me, bro. We'll have to do that next time for sure. How old was she and how old were you? I believe she was, at the time she said she was 16 and I was 17. I was clutching that minor card for as long as I could, dude. But it did not save me that time. There's the timer. Okay, last cast. Give me something good. It's a pufferfish. Okay. That sounds like a lot of them. Why are we getting so many of them? That's what I want to know. Okay. What do we got? We got the saddle. Boop. Is there an outpost nearby? There's one that way, like 400 blocks, maybe? Somewhere around that. Luke the Notable did hardcore Let's Play first. I see. And I know there's a lot to be said about Luke the Notable. Very, very talented person. So I don't blame them for the fakers. But there are a lot of fakers out there who use it. Cute Dave Chappelle meme. What if she came back and stream right now and said, "Remember me?" Ooh. Ugh. I mean, we'd both be adults at this point, I guess. I think that 10-minute timer would end. You never know, she could have been the future Miss Nog if you gave her a chance. I don't know if it would work out. We were talking like, I believe a 16-hour time difference. If I'm not mistaken. Like, it was a big time difference. It wouldn't have worked. Like, you want to talk long distance? That would be insane distance. Safety reasons, chat would push the end stream button. We got your egg. Thank you, Nikita. You're the best. That was an Oswald all along. Oh no. It's an awkward time difference. I thought me talking with an Aussie friend was bad. 8 hours. Yeah, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. As it is right now, I struggle keeping up with time zones like Pacific time. They're 3 hours behind me. I struggle to make things work with my friends who are 3 hours behind. Although I sleep at weird times anyway, so when I wake up, it's just morning for them. So it kind of works in a roundabout way, but it also doesn't work at all. Gotta go. All right, see you, Jams. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. We'll catch you another time. All right, chat. I think this is where we're gonna call it. Oops, that's not the button. How do you do the, what is it? I want to set it up so the game pauses. Is it F3 and P? Pause on lost focus enabled. There's a way to pause. Ooh, not that. How do you F3P escape F3? F3T? F3T is textures, so I'm gonna go escape F3. Aha! Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Nathan. I've been struggling with that. There we go. Boop. Option 4, spacebar tab. Wild. Okay. Alt F4. Love that. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys. You all have been amazing. Genuinely. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. Today was a great day. I want to say a quick thank you for the raid earlier, Mixka. Sorry that you came in during feet talks. I promise we're not all weird. And I want to appreciate and say thank you for all the follows that we've had today. Nebula, Jazzy, Diana, Headshot, Mixka, Jace, Jams, and Grim Reaper. Appreciate you all. We're gonna find somebody to raid. Pass on all of you guys to them. I don't blame you if you guys need to head out, though, and do a little bit of a raid and run. But it's also very nice to say hello to other people and support their channels for a brief moment if we can. Well. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. I'll tell you what, guys. Let's go another hour.
Hello there.
Let's just go another hour. Gatuno, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Hello, hello. What were you guys up to today? Welcome on in. Think we need a little extra time now? I think so. I think so. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. Thank you. Okay. You guys got time. You came in at just the perfect time. We're actually extending the stream. Coincidentally. Okay, let me catch up on some chats here. How's it going, Raiders? Welcome on in. What were you guys up to? Rexington. Hello, hello. Cat attack. Cat attack. We'd love to see it. Thank you for the follow, Gatuno. Gus, the creator. Welcome on in. Gatuno. Welcome in. Rexington, hi. Welcome. It's good to see you. Series set time for 30 minutes. We're going for the full hour just because ads. Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll set for 30. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 30. Okay. I will do that. We'll do that really quick because there may be ads and all that. I want to make sure we work around that first. Rex recommended me to raid you. Were you about to? And we were about to, but it's okay. It's all right. Let's do it. 12-hour stream. I mean, if we do a 12-hour stream today, then I did fulfill the promise I made back in October. So that's pretty good, right? Another hour. I joined at the right time. Well, there goes my sleep schedule. Oof. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I feel that. Nikita, go sleep. You guys have like things to do. You have lives. I was playing a bit in a Skyblock SMP. Very nice. Okay. Is that the same SMP as I know there's like a. I'm assuming because you got Rexington and Fenris here, you're within the same SBK circle. So is that like the Singularity Skyblock SMP by chance? I know there's that one going on, which has a lot of the surrounding SBK community in it. Skyblock Singularity, nice. Okay, I know a couple people on there. I know a few of them. That's awesome. Gus the creator just got PC Gus jump scared. It threw me through a loop too. I assume Rex from Alphys. Yes, that is the Rex. 12 hours. Who needs sleep? Exactly. You're 1/3 of the way there in an hour. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. You know, I've not been on Alphys server due to Skyblock server hyperfixation. That's fair. But then you wouldn't be able to play guitar. That's true. That is true. That would be pretty sad. Although 12 hours, no, nobody would be awake to let me do it. So I don't know. I'm not committing to it. We could fish for 12 hours. Like, this is stupid. We could do it, though. Skyblock Singularity, do it. The SPK community is always far larger than I think it is. The SPK community is so large that I have seen it out in the wild. Like, it is mind-blowing to me just how large it is, and the fact that I get to say I know people who are on the server. I have to raid and run because it's a quarter to 1 a.m. for me, but it's nice to meet you. I hope you have a good rest of your stream. Thank you very much, Katuno. Appreciate you popping in. Thank you for the raid, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Sleep well, and we'll catch you another time, hopefully. I'll try to watch one of your streams. 12 hours are right. I agree. What? Yeah. I know a, trying to think of how much I can say here. I know a kid who was talking to me. I was talking about how I play Minecraft because we were talking about video games, and they were talking about how they watch some Minecraft occasionally, and the topic kind of came up about like it's the one that Avid and Lagundo is on, Vampires SMP kind of came up a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, I watch Avid sometimes, but I don't watch his Vampires stuff. I only watch the other videos and streams usually, and they were like, oh yeah, I know he does other stuff, but I haven't watched. Not SBK in the wild, but it kind of is at the same time. Like, the awareness of SBK in the wild, I will take that. Like, they're aware that Avid does other things than Vampires SMP. Now, they could have thought I was talking about Misadventures, which also has a very large base as well, but I don't know if that would have been the one they would have thought of, in my opinion. But Skyblock Kingdoms is so big that, like, in my opinion, it has the potential to be on par with Hermitcraft. Just looking at it from a numbers perspective, it doesn't have the same problem that Hermitcraft has, where you can only do so much with the idea, because it's already basically Hermitcraft but in the sky. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's got the potential to grow when it's not just based off of, like, oh yeah, it's just like Hermitcraft but with a different group of people. And it's not like some twist where it's like this, but instead of being more focused on survival, it's more role play or anything like that. You know, there's there's a lot of opportunity that they have, in my opinion. But it's all about how the next season probably goes, in my opinion. Unfortunately, like, was it season 2 that... No. Was it? I'm trying to remember. There was something that happened or started, like, at the same time as another server, and it kind of... Was it Hermitcraft and Skyblock Kingdoms that started at, like, the same time? And so like it was one of those issues where it kind of slowed the potential growth of the series. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't know. I'm a numbers guy. I like talking money, and I also like talking statistics. So I kind of focus on that stuff. Season 2, no. I don't know about season 1 though. Okay. I wasn't there for the beginning of season 1, so it must have not been that. What was it? I kind of remembered Avid posting something on his Discord, but maybe it wasn't Skyblock Kingdoms. I don't know. I don't know. It may have been the Life series. It was Life. Yes, it was Life series. The Life series hit right at the same time as season 2, I think. I could be wrong. I don't watch the Life series very much anymore, but that sounds more accurate. Possibly. That is actually wild. Misadventures is how I got into SBK, so I don't know how a lot of people didn't get into it earlier. That's fair. I got into it, like, well, I happened to stumble upon it. Just through the smallest means possible. I remember, I get to tell the story again. Kitrix Live. I mod for her. I also mod for Elfie, but I only got introduced to that whole group of people because I raided Kit 1 year, well, 2 years ago now, and she raided me back a year after that, and I popped into one of her streams and I just really enjoyed it, so I started watching her regularly, and Skyblock Kingdom Season 1 was going on, and so I got introduced to that and started watching Elfie and Avid and all of them, and here we are a year later and I'm still hanging around. It's been a lot of fun though. Like, really solid group of individuals, and I love their content. I watch their content too much, truthfully. I've not seen anybody wearing any Avid merch, unfortunately. One day I will. I haven't watched a Kit stream in a while. Need to lock in. She hasn't streamed in a while. She disappeared. She's coming back. Actually, she will be back tomorrow if all goes to plan. She will have her first stream. Well, she'll be returning tomorrow if all goes to plan, and she'll actually be on Skyblock Kingdoms. If you guys aren't in her Discord, go find it. Like, look up kitrixlive.com or whatever. And I think she has live.com. It might be kitrix.com. I don't know. But look up her website and then join the Discord from there or whatever. She's my personal favorite, but I don't blame other people if they have other preferences. We do a prediction if she streams or not. That's crazy. That's crazy. That would be funny. That would be kind of funny. I won't lie. That's why but I mean a long time, months probably. I see. She did stream last month, though. In opinion, do I use like chains as the laces or normal laces or something else? The colors are deep forest green and a coral orange. The chains would be really interesting. I don't know. Does that fit her like aesthetic? If so, then absolutely. Gotta go take meds. See you later, Reg. Thank you very much for popping in and suggesting me as the raid. I appreciate it, Rexington. Go take your meds. Appreciate you popping in. We'll catch you another time. Glad you're in the fandom. I am too. Deku, welcome on in. Followage of 3 years, 9 months, and 6 days. Wow. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. How's it going, dude? This vacation is so fun. Honestly, very glad I found it and the community. Absolutely. Not gonna lie, I had a similar situation, and I had happened to find PC Gus stream, and when we became chill, I learned he happened across Kitrix, and the rest is history. Yeah. Connections are crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. The chances of running into people on the internet are so slim, but it's kind of crazy how it does happen. Like, for example, PyPy knows several people that I know, but I didn't know that PyPy knows them. But apparently, like, they raid each other all the time. I'm not there when they're raiding out. So, like, until SBK Season 2, I had no clue who she was. But I'm really glad to know who PyPy is, because PyPy Samurai is, she's so fun. She's very fun. I've gotten my fill of PyPy content lately. I've been a very happy person. The PyPy-a-thon was a good time. Her aesthetic is very interesting. It's a mix of grunge and 70s hippie and lumberjack. Oh, interesting. I can kind of get behind that. In that case, with the grunge would definitely come from the chain laces, I would say. I mean, pretty cool. In my opinion, anyway. That's what I was thinking. You know what? What? Good. How are you? I'm doing pretty all right. I'm tired, but I'm hanging in there. I'm starting to kind of lose my voice, honestly, but we're just fishing for mending right now. We have not caught any mending, if you were wondering, but we are fishing for it regardless. It's been a lot of fun, though. I'm hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful. And, whatever happens, happens at this point. But I've been trying to get... I need 10 books, if I'm not mistaken. So... It might be 11 books. But I've estimated that it'll probably take us about 30 hours of non-stop fishing. So... We'll see. We will see. Lots of fun, questionable conversations, and good times. Exactly. Speaking of being active, sorry I haven't been hanging out in chat very much. Even when I sometimes had the chance to pop in, I wouldn't feel up to talking. No, you're good, dude. Don't apologize for that. I'm glad to have you guys here when you are here. That's the truth. Like, obviously, I get jealous when you're spending time with other streamers. That's just the way it goes. But, I do like... having you guys around. But if you have life things or you're just not feeling up to it, don't feel obligated to be here. That's not the vibe I want. I want you guys to be here because you want to be here and talking because you want to talk. And if you don't, that's okay too. You know, I don't take it personally. I know life is busy. Life is draining at times. And sometimes you just want to sit back, relax, and play a video game or just listen. Or watch a movie, or just sleep even. So, there's no obligation. Not from me anyway. It is not officially Waffle Wednesday. It will be Waffle Wednesday in an hour for me. And I'm hoping I'll actually eat waffles this Wednesday. I've ate waffles the last 2 days, but... Waffle Wednesday's coming up. So, 3rd day, we're going for it. Don't forget this time, I'm gonna try. Panda, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ooh, now I want to go to a Waffle House. Waffle House is so good. I love Waffle House. We don't have any where I live, unfortunately. But, It would slap so hard right now. All right, chat. I got a question for you guys. That's one whole box full of books. A date to Waffle House, yay or nay? First date, Waffle House, yay or nay? Is that a make or a break in a relationship? Come down. Come on. Jerk. Yay, it's my favorite kind of date. There we go. Okay. Someone takes me there on a first date. We're getting married, bro. Okay. I'm glad I'm not delusional. Are you the one taking them out, or are they taking you? Well, we all know I'm scared of women, so we're gonna assume that she approached me to take me to Waffle House. But I would also like the hypothetical of, you know, if I asked her. Just curious. I'll go after classes tomorrow, maybe. Ooh, post-class Waffle House. So you're taking a guy. Wild. Wild. Don't worry, Reg. We'll hold you at gunpoint for you. Thank you. Somebody's got to do it. Make sure to bring the ring to them, bro. It's late and I got a sermon I want to finish listening to. For real. I'll see you later, sir. Thank you very much, Cheek. Appreciate it. We'll catch you later. Hope you enjoy the rest of that sermon. And I will see you another time. Maybe you'll own some land by then. Who knows? Think I have any Waffle House here? I do wonder about that. Waffle House probably wouldn't be allowed to exist in other countries. I think the health standards are too high. I don't know that to be true, though. But Waffle House slaps. It's really good. I should try to make my Waffle House order sometime. Although I haven't been to Waffle House in so long. Like I said, they don't exist here where I'm at. In fact, I don't want to spoil where I live. Never mind. But they're very, very elusive. And I don't get to eat there enough to really have a Waffle House order, I guess. But it's obviously a waffle. It's obviously a waffle. I've never seen a Waffle House in the Midwest, though I don't know. I might have missed them. I think I saw one or two when I lived in Missouri. But IHOP is a lot more common in the Midwest, from my understanding. Must be an American thing. We get waffles on the street here. I've heard a lot of good things about your guys' waffles. So I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna kill these guys because they're gonna be a pain in my butt later. You lived in misery? Yikes. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was not good. It was not good. It was okay. It wasn't a bad place. It just wasn't good. It was well, there's no mountains, so it's just flat land, a couple of trees, big fields of corn, and then it was wind, brutal wind, and it would snow a lot, and then when it didn't snow, it was raining a lot, lots of tornadoes. The people were kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. It was not great. I don't miss it. I miss some people, but I could get those people anywhere. They don't live there anymore. So I don't miss anyone there. Is this your voice? Or are you pulling a sickie to avoid a 12-hour stream? Is your voice good? It's fine. I've been talking nonstop for 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna say that it's not. I'm not faking it. This is what the slug lady from Monsters Inc. sounds like. I'm always watching. Mike Wazowski. Sound is gone now too. Yeah, I'm just gonna mute. Just gonna mute and pretend that I can't hear you. Wow, you can't hear me. 3.5 hours does this to you? Not usually, no. But I've not been out of practice, admittedly. And today my body's been a little bit on the fritz today. I don't have any water, Panda, but the stream's like almost over. I've got 5 minutes left on the clock. So I'm gonna refund you and I'll just hydrate a lot after stream. And the picture crashed. Exactly. You're catching on. Also voided, I hope you're doing well. Refresh, think it was my end. Wait, were you being serious? I didn't do any of that. That wasn't me. I hadn't lost my voice in a little while, actually. But we're getting close. Sound went, then stream frozen 20 seconds later. Oof, that's awful. I'm sorry. Thank you, Reg. It's wonderful to hear voice of my gruff war veteran grandpa. You're welcome. Happy to be here. I'm good. Been floating through various streams. Nice. It's always good to catch some streams. I need to figure out who will be raiding tonight. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. In bigger cities, there's just tiny buildings, super cute, selling their waffles through a window or in food trucks. Funny enough, only once got one when my friend from Norway came over and forced me to. Wait, do you not, like, eat waffles all the time? This is news to me. I thought you guys, like, ate waffles every day. I thought I was being, like, slightly underwhelming to you guys for just once a week. Gosh, this is bad. Let's try to find a different spot to talk through. Sounds really nice. I'm not a fan of waffles either. Really? Waffles are great. Waffles are good. They're so good. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but they're mine. I know they're mine. I'm losing it. Efficiency 4, that's a nice book. I'll take that. Okay, now Grandpa's starting to turn emo. Remember, hospice is just a phase, Grandpa. It's just a phase to get me to the other side of life. It's awful. You tried waffles and ice cream? I can't say I have. I could try that tonight. Although I don't have any good ice cream to try it with. I have currently in my freezer, we have like chocolate fudge tracks, I guess. I don't know what it is exactly. I think that's what it is. And then we also have unicorn sparkles. Now we only have unicorn sparkles because my niece requested it at Christmas, but nobody else is eating it. I'm the only one. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm really trying. But it's a long process. It's a very long process. But once that's gone, I'm hoping maybe we'll replace it with like vanilla. Or possibly, I wouldn't turn down a little bit of mint chocolate chip, but that wouldn't do me any good for the waffles
I guess. Hi, Mixka. I appreciate the hydrate. I'm about to wrap up stream. I'll refund you the points for the hydrate. And, I will... And I'll hydrate off stream. But I'm out of water, unfortunately. And then I'll take it easy with the voice tonight. No worries. Also, sorry about the feet thing when you popped in the stream earlier. I promise that's not a normal topic for us, usually. That sounds like a unicorn dream. It's not bad. It has like cotton candy flavors in it, along with like a birthday cake flavor. And then it also has like it has like sprinkles actually in it. It's not bad. It's just not really something I love. No more screaming at the top of your lungs at the rooftops, okay, Grandpa? I was gonna start singing some Linkin Park, but I don't know how that's gonna come out. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. It's really bad. I promise I don't usually sing that bad. But my voice has become numb. And I can't feel it there. Can't yet. Still got 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours to go. Here we go. I'm in for the long haul, guys. We're gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. You better get some rest, Rag. I will. I'm gonna get a lot of water. And I'm not gonna talk, really, at all. Unless for some reason I need to. Or somebody calls me and I really just want to talk. But the chances of me wanting to talk to people are few and far between. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna put you in here. Okay. Is your voice gone? I thought you were putting it on. No, it's actually like, it's kind of gone. Yeah. Also, ads are about to start. We gotta hurry this up. Have you ever become so tired, so much more aware? I'm becoming this. All I want is more like, no, 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 no. Snooze the ads, please. Please. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of fun. We're gonna wrap things up now. I owe you guys a good outro screen. F6. We're gonna pop over here. And how do I do that? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. It's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping that we'll be back Thursday. Probably back on the Forever World as well. And I might have some updates on some other projects coming up soon. Given the feedback that I did receive on the stuff that I posted in the VIP channels on Discord, I'm thinking that's a go. And that means the King SMP Season 3 stuff can wrap up soon, which will be really good. As for people that we're gonna raid, we raided this guy before. Is he still going? They are. Okay. Or, hang on, actually, I like this guy too. We haven't rated him in a while. No offense, but shout out, thanks, Nikita. I appreciate it. Somebody's gotta keep me on track. Let's go say hi to Fire Breath, man. I used to watch this guy a lot. What happened to your face, Batman wannabe? I'm gonna feed you justice. Better, like... He's always been that good looking. Thank you, Dave. So hop in the raid, get some free channel points, and I'll catch you next time. Thursday, we'll be back. Probably. I'll see you then. Great catch, Streamer. Great catch, you guys. Your face is normal, your voice is normal, the face, though. Oh yeah, my bad. Alright, I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.